Bear with me. Bear with me. Y'all can see my light. Y'all can see my light. Right. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna run? Right. Let's run some fucking music. Run some fucking music. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna do a live speaking about what really happened to Tartaria. This is gonna be a good live. So if you haven't got a notepad and pen, get a notepad and pen. Yeah, we're gonna need that notepad and pen. Hold on. Right, let me set up Instagram, yeah. Right, grammars. From
one of these people receives pension contributions through work.
America.
The other one is in the back seat.
Boom. Right, let me turn this shit down.
Flexibility with benefits.
When it cuts out on Instagram, I'll just end the live on both rather than continuing on YouTube. I'll just end it. Yeah. So make note of that. Right.
Life and change, don't know who got me. I know I got me. You ain't gonna stop me. Life and change, please don't try me. They play so grimy, just stay from grimy.
Right, soon come, yeah.
Life and change, don't know who got me. I know I got me. You ain't gonna stop me. Life and change, please don't try me. They play so grimy. Just stay from grimy. After this money, I've been on the chase. Run up a chick, put it back in the safe. Nothing and ducking and stay on my waist. I know these niggas keep switching their place. Say what you want, and I say to my face. Every day in these streets, shit I know when I face. Fuck with the kid, he gon' catch him a case. I'ma run him a beat if you run in my space. Think about bro every day he was missing. Talk to him daily, I wish he would listen. Run that shit back, what the fuck I was wishing. They run up me now, I'ma stay on the mission. Fall to the light when it's dark as a cellar. Every day like it was permanent filler. Mama looking like it gotta get better. Keep it solid, I don't know what to tell her. Life and change, don't know who got me. I know I got me. You ain't gonna stop me. Life and change, please don't try me. They play so grimy, just stay from grimy. Life and change, don't know who got me. I know I got me. You ain't gonna stop me. Life and change, please don't try me. They play so grimy, just stay from grimy. No, they gotta feel me. You know they fucking up on me, they gotta kill me. You're a true stick with it, can you hear me? They can switch all they want, but I'm still me. Oh God, they know they ain't right. Everybody won't clout, get the same height. Yeah, they still cutting with the same pipe. Still ride through the hood in the late night. Someone looking in the sky when I'm reminisce. I ain't worried about smoke shit, I've been in this. I ain't worried about rap shit, I'm living this. Keep it solid like rocks, no been in this. When they come to these streets, you can say I got it. Situation ain't real, I'ma stay about it. I'm as real as they come, don't you ever doubt it. For my niggas I love, I'ma get them out it on my life. Life can change, don't know who got me. I know I got me. You ain't gonna stop me. Life can change, please don't try me. They play so grimy, just stay from grimy. Life can change, don't know who got me. I know I got me. You ain't gonna stop me. Life can change, please don't try me.
Right, guys, you ready, yeah? Is anybody here? Shout out to Azrelia, my G. Shout out to the person tuned in on YouTube. They don't show us who you are. Wait, hold on. Where was I? The sound. Hupa neteru menunu cheyu kawunla lulbi who. He, she, the deities who nothing exists except by way of him, the Most High Anu and the Holy Spouse Antum. Right, I was looking for the Guys, what do you think, before I start, happened to Tartaria yourself? How do you think that came to an end? Do you think, who do you think is responsible for bringing Tartaria to an end is what I wanted to say. That's my one there.
Listen to your body, feel your power, Fitbit.
Right. Nuktawo fogminan tutenya enotat, anuki temli pata, anuki li pali ul, nuk halag tu pali ula, nuk gabal tu pali ulat amabikun, anuki pamahoy shil necheru, pare shil necheru, pamustarasil shil necheru, anuki fi panawo shil re, kalum da kulni, anuki hayuzin azuk. Amon. So yeah, I want to talk about Tartaria and the Jews, because I might as well say it from the start. According to my research, the people responsible for the destruction of Tartaria, obviously we know there's higher powers, non-human human beings involved, like reptilians and stuff like that. But ultimately, the tools that were used to execute this destruction of Tartaria, the people that were used to make that happen was the Ashkenazim. So we're going to start at the start and explain how it was actually these same Zionist Ashkenazis today giving black people trouble that are the ones that are responsible for destroying the beautiful civilization of Tartaria in the 1800s, okay? In order to do that, we're going to have to go back to the Jacob story to understand where these Khazars come from. Because when we talk about the origin of Muzungu people, there's more than one type of Muzungu. Yeah, there's about 4 different types. I think it is 4. There's 4 different types of Muzungu. One of them types don't even come from Earth. They come from off planet. You understand? So in order to have a precise, definite identity for these Ashkenazim, I want to make it clear that out of all of the different types of Muzungu people, the Ashkenazim or the Khazars are grafted, and they're grafted by Jacob. We've gone over this before, how Jacob grafted his own type of being or his own species of human that manifested in the Caucasus Mountains as not necessarily the Caucasian per se, but as the Ashkenazim. Do you understand what I'm saying? The grafted race, the Khazars. Okay. You may have heard of Jacob before from the Nation of Islam. Guys like, if you're my age, you probably listened to Elijah Muhammad before from the Nation of Islam. If not, you probably listened to Farrakhan speak about the same Jacob business, or you might just hear who is it, Wesley Muhammad or Riza Islam or one of them mention it. But when we speak about Jacob, this story first comes from Noble Dreeli and the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam. Then it went on to Dr. York, who added on to the story and completed the story. Jacob was a Dunakil. We spoke about Dunakils before, right? The bulb head black people with the head that goes into a bulb. So this Jacob dude had one of them big bulb heads. And even the bulb head people used to tease him about how big his head was. So it wasn't just like as big as the Dunakils. It was even to them, they seen it as, yo, my man's head's extra big. Like he's got a double big head. He actually had 2 brains and was a hydrocephalic. So this Jacob, these Dunakils, Jacob was a rogue, and he was the offspring of an unsanctioned union because his mother and father, one of them was a Dunakil, like how Jacobi looks, but he's only actually half Dunakil because his mum was actually a conehead, a Tiro. So you got the bulb head, the dad, and you got the conehead, the mum, the Tiro, and they never had the permission. It was against the law for them two to marry. I think Jacob's dad's brother was supposed to marry that conehead, and then Jacob's dad was supposed to marry another conehead. So what he did, he just thought, nah, I'm marrying this one. So he kind of broke the law, so it was unsanctioned. So what happened to them guys? They got Jacob and his wife, they got kicked out of Hollow Earth. And you have to understand this, just the same way we look at earth as hell, as inside the earth, like underground, underneath our feet, inside. When we think of hell, we're thinking of subterranean, underground, inside the earth, fire burning, all of that type of shit. But these people, these Dunakil or these beings, they have it the other way around. To as far as they're concerned, where they are is heaven, and here on the surface is hell. And to be honest with you, theirs makes more sense because there ain't no nuclear wars or chemtrails or HAARP or none of that shit going on in Hollow Earth. That shit's going on up here on the surface. Bombs are being dropped. There's chemtrails. There's poison in the air. There's poison in the water. So they're right. They're like, yo, out there's hell. They don't even want no part of the surface or surface humans. So they thought, yo, we're gonna banish this Jacob. Sorry, this what was Jacob's dad's name? I can't remember his dad's name, but his dad and his mum got banished with him to the surface. And because of that, Jacob took it upon himself to hate against the original people inside the earth, black people and stuff. He was like, yo, I'm going to make my own race, my own species, and they're going to be so vile, so evil, yeah? The whole world is going to have to turn back to me and worship me because I'm the only one that's going to be able to stop these people, that's going to have control over them, and they're going to have to come to me to save them from these Muzungu. That was his original plan. So he went on a quest, and make note, he was being controlled by plebeians. This was a plebeian plan to tap his brain, yeah, and send him voices and send him, so he think he's just thinking it up on himself. And really he's getting, there's aliens and stuff that are influencing him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the Pleiadians influenced Jacob, like they did later of Hitler, to create for them physical bodies that they could use as avatars. They could use as vessels. So he was down with this blonde hair, blue eye breeding, like the Aryan thing. Hitler never invented nothing new. He just picked up from where Jacob left off. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Jacob was already using that swastika symbol and breeding these fucking bodies for the Pleiadians. And how he did that was grafting. These niggas was into genetic manipulation, genetic engineering, crossbreeding, splicing, adding this, taking out that, taking out Menelin. Do you understand? To breed this avatar that the Pleiadians and the Aldebarans could walk around on Earth in. Now, these avatars that they bred, all of them at first were blonde-haired, blue-eyed. And then they started mixing with other humans. And so now all of them are not blonde hair and blue-eyed. But originally, all of them were blonde hair and blue-eyed. Yeah? These Ashkenazi, these Khazars. Now, because they've been mixing so much with different people, obviously, it's probably hard to find a blonde hair fucking Ashkenazi. But originally, they were blonde hair and blue-eyed. And they're not the only experiment that went on to breed these pale people for these extraterrestrial Pleiadians. There was another experiment going on in Ireland, right here in the UK, which bred a species of being, grafted being called the furballed men. It also happened in the Americas among the Azteca, where they bred the gene out of them. Yeah, the word Aztec means whiteness also, and they bred that gene out of them. Remember, I was saying that the elders decided, bastard, we're gonna have to take this recessive gene out of us, since these sons of God, Genesis 6, 1-7, have come down unto the daughters of men and mixed their seed into the human genetics on earth. It's caused a lot of problems. And it's also caused what's called a recessive gene. Recessive gene means the genetics is going backwards. It's not going forwards. It's not progressing. It's not dominant. It's weak. So it's going backwards. It's decaying. It's dying. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me light this split. So our elders realized we would have to get that gene out of us, and how we did it was by not only taking it out of us like it just falls on the floor, but taking it out of us in the form of creating another being that gene can stay in him. That's your Muzungu. So the elders had to create this being to get these recessive genes out of us and back into someone else, and that someone else is your Muzungu. You understand? Like I said, there was experiments going around. There was an experiment in around Africa, ending up in Greece. There was experiments in India. There was experiments in America with the Aztecs, and there was experiments in the UK with the furballed men in Ireland. There may be more, but those are the ones that I'm aware of, that I've read about and researched about. Yeah, there may be even more. These are the grafted beings on the earth today, passing themselves off as natural like us when they're not natural creations from Mother Nature. They wasn't here in original creation. Them niggas was grafted. Yeah, these are the same people who, if you go by the ancestors' words, the ancestors call them Ku Shashu, and also the ancestors call them Habiru, the same as Hebrew. Habiru, Ku Shashu. You understand? And it meant nomad, untrustworthy. These niggas walk around and steal people's land and shit. We've been over that before, yeah? So these people come from the Russian steppes. That's the southern part of Russia around the Black Sea. They ended up around that region when they got kicked out of Russia by the fierce Mongols and the Russians. The reason why they kicked them out of fucking Asia, if you want to call it Asia, yeah, they kicked them out of Asia because of the nature of these people. When you read in the Bible and it talks about what is it, of the nations, when it shows you the character of all the different nations on earth, right? It shows you that a certain being, yeah, is more vile than everybody else here on this planet. You understand what I'm saying? And it shows you that, well, our teachings show us that if you want to know the nature of anything, go back to its origin, go back to its beginning, where it can't hide its nature, it can't hide its intentions and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So these people, they now manifest around the steppes, around the Black Sea region, yeah, coming into where Scythia was and that, coming into the region of, to the east, you got Iran and stuff. And then to the west and that, you can come into the Levant and stuff. Them niggas is really close to the Levant, where Israel and that is come through the mountains in Lebanon, and you're in Israel and stuff. So they came into that region there. They was kicked out by the fucking Mongols and the Russians. You can replace them two words, Mongols and Russians, with Tartarians. The Tartarians kicked them niggas out of Tartaria because they never had the nature of a civilized being. These are a cave culture people, a beast-like people. They're dealing with deceit. They're dealing with violence. They're dealing with rape. They're dealing with pedophilia. They're dealing with certain fucking shadow magic, sorcery and shit. You understand? They're dealing with robbing and also tricking you when you're doing business with them using what's called usury and interest, yeah, which is both evil, yeah, evil things when we go and get into what interest really is. So they got kicked out of that region for the way that they acted, for their nature, for their conduct. They were degenerates. They weren't nice people. And at this time, they didn't call themselves no fucking Jews. They never had no Jewish faith, no Jewish religion. These people were just fucking barbarians. So they got chased the fuck out of Asia. You understand? By the Tartarians. So I want you to understand, they never got over that shit. They always had it in their head that bastard, these people kicked us out of Tartaria and shit, and we're going to get one back over these people. So they've always had this grudge, this chip on their shoulder, yeah, all the time they're in the Levant, yeah. And remember, when they come down from the Black Sea into the Levant, who are they around now? Now they're around Israel. They're around Israelites. You understand? They're around Joshua, Hamashiach. So they start learning the shit. They start learning from the real Israelites. They start learning how to read and write and speak Hebrew. They start learning certain religious rites and religious customs and rituals and stuff. And that's where they learned this whole Jewish shit from, because they got kicked out of the mountains. And when they was in the mountains, they didn't have nothing to do with no fucking Semitic or no Judaism or none of that type of shit. But then you've got one Khazar, I think this is from the 12th or 13th century, maybe even later. But this Khazar called himself King David. He was the king of the Khazars, yeah? And according to him, he said they come from Japheth, yeah? His people come from Japheth, namely Togoma, yeah? And you can go to Genesis 9:27, read from Genesis 9:25, which tells you Canaan is cursed, and then read through until 9:27, and it shows you how Javan was included in Canaan, because Japheth started mixing his seed out with these other races, and started making people like the fucking mixing with people like the Khazars and stuff. So as far as the Khazars' history is concerned, in their own words, they tell you they come from fucking the tents of Japheth. And if you go to Genesis 9:25, it says Japheth will dwell in the tents of Shem and Ham. He would be a slave to his brothers. So these are the first Slavics, these same fucking Ashkenaz steppes people, yeah, was the first slaves. And they were slaves among us, Moors or Israelites. They were in the tents of Shem or Ham, being slaves for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So one is telling you Canaan, talking about these leprous Canaanites, white people are cursed, yeah. And secondly, it tells you that Japheth, all his people will dwell in the tents of Shem. He will be a slave to his other two brothers. So his people will be a slave to the other people, the Shemites, the Hamites, Egyptians, Ethiopians, Israelites, all of that type of shit. They're going to be the slaves. You understand? That's in their Bible. Do you understand? This is Genesis 9, 25, when it says, "Cursed be Canaan." Yeah, going down to Genesis 9, verse 27. And then if you compare that with Deuteronomy 28, where it's telling you who are the real Israelites and describes these real Israelites to you, how they look, the type of shit they're going to have to face, the type of stuff they're going through, you can, like, it's not rocket science. You can say, hold on, these are these people. Yo, them Jews, yo, these man ain't no Israelites. And you can say, yo, these real Israelites, these are black people. Black people fit this description. Go and read Deuteronomy. You probably read it already. If you haven't, read it. Yeah, Deuteronomy 28, and compare it with Genesis 9, 25 to 27. And then also after Deuteronomy 28, there's another few passages that speak about these false Jews, these counterfeit Jews. Yeah, and you're probably familiar with them already from me having so much talks with you guys, which is Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9. When it talks about the synagogue of Satan, it tells you, and be careful of those Jews who say they're Jews, but they're not Jews. These people are the synagogue of Satan. And the word synagogue is not a Jewish word. Synagogues don't got nothing to do with real Israelites. Synagogue is a Judaism thing that came in Greece. The first synagogues came in Greece. You understand what I'm saying? From when they were calling themselves Goos with a G, Goos, Greek synagogue and all of that Olympic shit. That's got nothing to do with this. But it says these false Jews are the synagogue of Satan. So just by using the word synagogue, they've already gave you a hint. People who are putting this synagogue business into our deen, you understand? These niggas is fake. You understand what I'm saying? So they come from the Russian steppes. It was the Tartarians. Obviously, they don't use that word in today's world. So in today's world, when you're doing your research, it's going to tell you, okay, Mongolians and fierce Russians. They were fierce Russians, and fierce Mongolians got fed up and they kicked out these Tamahu. They kicked these Muzungu out of Asia. Do you understand? But I can see through that Russia. There weren't no Russia in that time. Russia's a new shit in the new modern world. So there was nothing called Russia back then. Yeah. And it probably weren't called Mongolia either. What other name do we know that area by? Tartaria. So the Tartarians kicked out these despicable, degenerate people out of the main region of Tartaria, which is in fucking Asia, where these people came from. They all came from the Caucasus Mountains, the Russia, and got kicked down to the bottom piece, the which is called the Russian steppes. When you step out of the mountains and step back into the world. So when you hear about steppes people, you hear about Genghis Khan, you hear about fucking Attila the Hun, and all these people that came out the Russian steppes. These are some ruffian, some barbarian business here. But the Mongolians and Russians, when they say that, they're talking about the Tartarians, and they kicked them the fuck out. So these counterfeits held this grudge, knowing that they got kicked out of their homeland, yeah, and they've always had this grudge. It's not like, oh, we miss our homeland and we miss the gold and they ain't shit there. It's the principle. Yo, these guys kicked us out and they're running big civilization, but we're gonna come on, we're dealing with devils, yeah, demons. So they already scheming, we're gonna get one over these Tartarian niggas. Do you understand? They got kicked out their original home and got pushed to the bottom of the pyramid as degenerates, yeah. In that time, they played like they were friendly. This is how they always come, with the smiles and the handshakes. Oh, we're victims. We got kicked out of Tartaria. These people kicked us out. And being the black people we are, oh man, we got the most humanity out of the whole world. We got more humanity in us than all the other fucking races combined. You understand? We got more soul, more rhythm, more everything. Yeah, and it's not a racism thing. It just, let's just call a spade a spade. You understand? So we gave them humanity. After the Anunnaki warned us, because if you read your Bible, the Anunnaki keep warning these prophets, yo, don't mix with these people, you know, these Canaanite people. If you mix with them people there, mix your seed, me and you, we're not family no more, because you're trying to fuck up the family. This is basically what the Anunnaki are telling each and every prophet throughout this the early part of the Bible. You go through Genesis when you're dealing with Abraham, Isaac, yeah, Jacob. Yeah, you go to Genesis 24:3. you will hear Abraham telling Isaac, yo, listen, rude boy, don't go and marry none of these Muzungu women. When you're ready to get married, go back to my homeland and choose a wife from there. And then when you get down to Genesis 28:1, yeah, it's now Isaac telling his son Jacob. And this time when he's telling his son Jacob, it's not just a telling no more. Now it's a fucking law, rude boy. You can't, you're not allowed, yeah, to go with these foreign women. Because why? They're going to corrupt you. They're going to take you away from your Elohim. You're going to end up not worshiping Elohim Anunnaki no more. You're going to end up following after these false fucking Canaanite gods, Phoenician gods and all that. So the Anunnaki was trying to give us the heads up. Yo, do not live with these people. Don't let them live around you. Wipe them out the city. And the Israelites, being the stubborn brutes that they were, they kept not listening. It was like, fuck it, these women are nice, man. Let's just hold these women in it. We're not going to kill them. Let's just let them live here. You know what? Let's just let them Jebusites stay in the city of Hebron. We don't have to kill all of them, man. The Anunnaki's too harsh. So we kind of let them off the peg. We let them stick around us. And ever since, they've been doing it. Anywhere you see black people, you will see Ashkenazi fucking Jews profiting in some way. Whether it's from liquor, whether it's from cigarettes, whether it's from sex, whether it's from boxing, whatever. Yeah, they are going to hang around the fringes of our societies and they're going to make money off of us. And that's what's still going on now. And this started when they got kicked out of fucking Tartaria and they came and harbored themselves around us in the Levant. Yeah, and learned everything about Israel. Yeah. And at this time, they started mixing their blood with us as to why they became known as Semitic, like Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, rest in peace to her. She even said it on her live I was watching yesterday, yeah? And she said, listen, Semitic is from the word semi, yeah? It's not even the full ticket. It's semi because it's only maybe not even half of what we are. It's been mixing with us. So because it's been mixing with us, it's now semi. We're not semi, we're Shem. S-H, Shem. Shemites, people from up there. Yeah, and Hamites, black-skinned people. Yeah, we are not fucking semi anything. We're not ish. It's not 12 o'clock-ish, 1 o'clock-ish, 3 o'clock-ish. We're 3 o'clock. You understand what I'm saying? We're right on the money. So we're not no Semitics. You hear black people saying, oh, the real Semitic people is black people. No, we're not Semitics. We are Shemites. The real black people is the Shemites, and the Shemites is the real children of God, is linked into the Israel. Israel ain't got nothing to do with no Semites, yeah? Because like I said, we started letting these people stay around us when we was in the kingdom of Israel and started mixing with them. King David took one of them and fathered Solomon. Solomon's wife was white. You understand that? He was a mulatto because we was mixing with these Hittites and Jebusites and Girgashites and Amorites and Amalekites and fucking Hamathites. We was mixing with these Canaanite tribes, man. We was taking these women and shit. You understand what I'm saying? And disobeying the direct commandment of Elohim or Anunnaki. And that's why it came to the point Israel weren't even allowed to know the real name of the Most High. The Most High was like, you lot are so stubborn and disrespectful. You can't even know my name. You're just going to have to call me Lord, Rab, or Master, Adonai, Lord. Yeah. Hashem, the name. Yahuwah, he who he is. So you don't know God's name. You understand? You got Hebrew Israelites now running around like they know something we don't. You ain't never known God's name. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. And the Muslims ain't no better because they mispronouncing the name because they're using their vowels all wrong and got some fucked up Arabic Fusha language that ain't even the real Arabic. But anyway, this is them mixing in with us while we're in the Levant. And remember, they still have this chip on their shoulder about what happened to them and how they got exiled from Tartaria. And so they got their mind on getting one over Tartaria. And they're also now meeting us, coveting our kingdom. Oh, look at this Israel shit. Yeah, they probably forgot about Tartaria for a minute. Now they coveting your shit over here, this Israel shit. They want in on the shit. They want in. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they mixing their blood and scheming on, yo, so how can we take over these Israelites and take over their kingdom, man? Do you understand what I'm saying? And ancient Kemet, because it's really the same thing. So when I say Al-Kebulan, I'm talking about Africa and the Middle East all together. Yeah, and I don't mean all together like push it together. I mean how it is now. The Middle East and Africa is called Al-Kebulon. Yeah, so it wasn't just Africa that was called Al-Kebulon. It was Africa, including the rest of Africa, that they chopped off and told you it's called the Middle East. But how can it be the Middle East if there's no Middle West, there's no Middle South, and there's no Middle North? So there's no fucking Middle East. It's Africa, man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or it's Al-Kebulon. You understand what I'm saying? So these Ashkenaz, yeah, is now scheming on destroying these kingdoms, yeah, which is really linked, yeah, your Israelite kingdom, Egypt, fucking Tartaria, the Olmecs, it's all linked. It's not like how they tell us in the history books how no one knew no one and no one traveled nowhere and everyone was all dumb and everyone was all regressed and wear animal skins and never had no common sense to make no types of they finding computers and shit that's 3,000-4,000 years old, man. You understand the anti-Kythera mechanism? They finding fucking planetariums. I should say it's more like a planetarium, but it's also a calendar and a calculator. It's a mystic device. Go and look up the anti-Kythera mechanism that they found off the coast of Greece and off one of the islands called Antikythera. Yeah. They also, what else did they find? Man, they found so much. They found a Baghdad battery, a battery you can put acid in it. This shit generates current. You understand? So they found a whole bunch of shit and they coveted it. Remember, these are cave people. They don't know nothing about civilization, being hygienic, being progressive, being spiritual, nothing. They learning that shit from Israel because in Tartaria, they never learned it because they were going on so bad, they got kicked the fuck out. So they never learned nothing from Tartaria. Tartarians never told them nothing about spirituality and ascension and growth. They looked at these niggas like, hold on, what's them creatures in the caves? These are some muppet man there, some degenerate DNA. And so when these people came out the cave, they were going on so bad. It came to the point where the Tartarians, the Russians, and the Mongolians drove them niggas out the land. Say, yo, you can't fucking stay here, fam. You gotta go, man. Because your mannerism and your conduct and stuff, you're not a civilized being. You can't live here. The people chase them the fuck out, ready to chop them down, man. They're to run out of fucking Tartaria into the Levant, holding on to our legs like they're victims and shit. And us with our dumb ass self with this humanity thing, we took pity on these niggas. When the Anunnakis telling us, yo, don't fuck with these man, you know. These man will fuck you up. They will corrupt you. You will end up following their gods. You will end up worshipping these Phoenician fucking Nephilims and fallen angels, and that's what's happening right now. You got people right now in our community. Sometimes I'm listening to niggas and I'm like, these niggas is worshipping like fucking Phoenician gods and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So this is their story. They came out of the mountains or they got kicked out in the 1500s BC. You understand? 1500s BC. Soon as they got kicked out, they invaded Kemet from Israel. They invaded Kemet and they call themselves the Hyksos, or we call them the Hyksos. But these are the same Habiru, Kusashu, Ashkenazim, Kaiser, Sephardic, Hasidic, fucking them, Zionists. Yeah. And they ran into Kemet. Yeah. And first with the tricks and stuff, and we let them stay there. And then at the first opportunity, when we was having our own problems, these niggas took it upon themselves to make themselves pharaoh. Yo, we're ruling our own shit. F you. We don't care all the niceness you done to us. This is our shit in the Delta. Them niggas was there for 100 years. They lived with us for 300 years. No problem. Yeah. They was just proliferating in the Nile Delta. Us with our humanity, we let them stay there. Them niggas are starving. They ain't got no food where they from. Yo, stay there and feed your fucking flocks and shit. And now they get so big. Yeah, as soon as someone else is beefing with us, when we're not looking at them, these niggas is now ready to fight us. Yo, this is our land. That piece of Egypt, they're saying that's ours. They did the same to Greece. This is the same time, 1500s BC. Go and check it out. Go and cross-reference it. So when you get to Greece now, they tell you about the Dorians. They keep using these fucking words. Take out all them words and just keep using Ashkenaz. Yeah? Dorian, Hyksos, Habiru, Kusashu, Skiffy. I don't give a shit what they call themselves. These are the same genetic root. They're the same people. They might have variation. They're the same genetic root, even if they got variations. You understand? So they went into Greece, what already had black people there from the Sahara. Yeah, which is proven by the Dispillo tablet that shows Mande, Malinki Bembara, Mande finite script in Greece, which developed into Linear A and Linear B. And that developed into the alphabet we're using today with the A, B, C, D, E. That shit came from there. Do you understand what I'm saying? In a nutshell. So we was already in Greece as Pelasgians. We already had Athens, Argos, what else? Sparta, Thebes. So just like there's a Thebes in Egypt, we founded a Thebes in Greece, Attica, certain different places. We was already running in Greece, yeah. So when they came in the 1500s, and you read in history and they say Dorian, now they're talking about these Ashkenazi or these Hellenics, these people from fucking hell who have come and usurped the real black Greek culture, because Greece didn't start out as no white culture, man. Neither did Rome, for that matter. It ended up that way, but they didn't start that way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to show you is these same people who got kicked out of the mountains, yeah, now they're taking it out on everybody else. It's like somebody who got, you ever seen when you was in school, someone got beat up and they're so embarrassed that they got beat up, they feel like they got to beat somebody up now because they don't want the light on them. Everyone's laughing at them. It's embarrassing. If you laugh at him too hard, he might switch on you because he's embarrassed and he don't like it. Yo, why are you laughing at me for? Now he's down to bully you. So it's the same kind of principle for these fucking Kushashus. They've got kicked out of Tartaria now. They're looking real stupid. They don't want nobody to look at them real stupid. Yo, we need to go and bully somebody else now. Now we need to do what Tartaria did to us. Now this thing's like contagious. This thing spread to them. They taking this. And remember, the Tartarians was justified in kicking out these niggas out their fucking lands. Yeah. Amen. I'd have kicked them niggas out too. But what I'm saying, these Zionists, they took that as, okay, yo, let's do this to someone else. Yeah. They ain't justified. Tartaria was justified. But they just doing it anyway because they embarrassed and they need to stamp their fucking foot. They make their mark, make their name. So people are not just going to say, oh, they're them niggas that was kicked out of Tartaria. They're soft touch. Yeah. Now they've gone on a rampage thing. They've come all the way into Kemet to invade Kemet. Yeah. And then audaciously, after 300 years, they've fucking ruled in one place. Not the whole of Kemet, just one place in the Delta called Sais. That was theirs. And then they got bolder and bolder and started coming more further south, all the way down to Memphis, where they had Memphis. They was walled in. Remember, Memphis is a fortress, you know. You can't just run up to Memphis and attack it. You might be outside them walls for 4 months. Your fucking army starved to rest clear up. So we just couldn't get them out the fucking country. They became a problem for a whole 100 years until Moses kicked the fuckers out. And they spun that round, twisted the story up and gave you the Exodus. You understand? Let me go on, yeah? So the same thing these lot are doing, yeah, after getting kicked out of Tartaria, yeah. Remember, all of them didn't come out in the same route. Some of them came down into China and fucked up China, yeah. And so when you see us telling you how China started as 2 black dynasties, the Xia dynasty and the Shang dynasty, and then them 2 black dynasties started mixing with each other. So after the Xia rule, yeah, the first dynasty, now you get the Shang dynasty, which is a continuation of the Xia dynasty because they've mixed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you get Shang Li and Shang Yin. Yeah, Shang Yin was when it started washing out into this Mongolian thing when more of them started mixing into the picture. But Shang Li, originally, we're talking about a black confederation right in fucking China going back to 3000 BC and stuff. These Jews that got kicked out of Tartaria, they came down in China and wiped out, pushed the black people out of China. This is the Zhou nomads that you see there today. They don't look like nothing about you. They ain't never like nothing about you. They kicked us the fuck out of China. We was there too. Do you understand what I'm saying? They kicked us out of Iran. They came down in Iran, and Iran was then called Elam, yeah, which was famous for its silks and stuff. They came down into Elam and changed it into Aryan. Aryan in Arabic is Iran. Irun. That's Aryan. Do you understand? So this is them same motherfuckers telling you, yo, this is us now. Fuck Elam. We've replaced this shit. This is Iran, Aryan. We're the nobles. This is how these niggas have it. And some of them come down in the Levant, like through the Black Sea region and through Lebanon, the Lebanon mountains and shit. Some of them came down through Turkey, through the Altai mountains. Yeah. So you have different shoots of these people when they're being kicked out of fucking Tartaria, coming through different regions into different parts of the earth. And as soon as they get there, you read the history, the receipts don't lie. As soon as they come out the mountains and come on the scene, yeah, in the Indus Valley. Look, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, gone, finished overnight. These places go back as far as Egypt and fucking Sumeria. Yeah, archaeologists dig it up now. They're like, what the fuck is this? This ain't even got nothing to do with like Hindu India and shit. This is some older shit. Them Indians will tell you, oh, we don't even know what the fuck that says. We can't even read that. We don't even know what it is. It's some ancient thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when they came down into India, they finished off that civilization, which was Twa people, Khoisan people, people from Punt, people from Medjay, and both Punt and Medjay are two kingdoms in Nubia, in ancient Nubia. So you had all these kind of people, yeah, already living in the Indus Valley. You have these fucking Kushashu get kicked out of Tartaria, so they're kicking you out of your land. Yeah, India, they ain't kicking you out of fucking China. They kicking you out of fucking Israel. Do you understand? This is how their whole thing works. I've studied these niggas. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the same thing was done by the Pale Arabs, because I want you guys to understand that when you're dealing with like Palestinians and Jews, they're the same people. People, oh, how can you say they're the same people? They're fighting each other. Genetically, they got the same root. That's all you have to say. They're the same motherfuckers. Because even the Palestinians, they go back to Pharaoh Ramesses. They're the niggas who came to fight us in Kemet, yeah, and we kicked their ass. And Ramesses, being the merciful one he was, he's like, listen, I'm not gonna kill you all, innit? You niggas can stay over here and pay me some fucking tribute so I don't chop your head off, yeah? You can stay here, farm the land, be peaceful. You ever fuck around again, and wipe you all out, yeah? That's how we did things. We didn't just go around killing people. So we settled people in certain regions. You see, when certain people came to attack Egypt, we would settle them and tell them, look, we'll give you a chance. You can be peaceful in times of peace and be a farmer. All we ask is in time of war, you have to come and fight for us as mercenaries. Yeah. If not, we got no deal. Most of the time they say, yeah, we'll take that deal. But you know how these Muzungu roll. They never going to honor none of their agreements. They reneged on all of that shit. First opportunity. I've got it all throughout my book, Treasures in the Sand, so you can track this shit. Yeah. They turn on us. Yeah. They turn on us. Yeah. So this is what they was doing to wax strong in certain regions. Yeah. And they did wax strong because we allowed them to wax strong when we shouldn't have. Yeah. You hear Bobby Hemmett say it sometime. He's like, the reason we in trouble now, black people, is because we didn't kick their motherfucking ass when we had the chance. This nigga's right. You understand? Go to your Bible and see what the Anunnaki keep saying about these Canaanites. Don't mix with the women. Yeah. Don't let none of them live in your cities or live around you. They're going to fucking corrupt you. They're going to turn you around. They're going to put you on the fucking house, man. And we didn't listen as Israelites. We were stubborn. So the Arabs, they did the same fucking thing in the Muslim land. It's like these Ashkenaz, they concentrated on coming west. And these Arabs, they was like, okay, we're going to take the east. We're going to do this shit in the east. You do that shit in the west. So that's why you get now the Zanzibar slave trade. Them Arabs was doing that shit on the east coast of Africa and India and going into Afghan and all of that Orient shit. Yeah. Fucking these Ashkenaz, they were pushing west. So you got one strain of the fucking genetics pushing east, and you got one strain of the genetics pushing west. Both these niggas is the same genetic root that got kicked the fuck out of Tartaria. Yeah. Half them Arabs is Khazars too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. So they started waxing strong once they got kicked out of Tartaria. They took that time to start learning about spirituality and alchemy and magic and fucking science and economics, money. And they used the same draconian system that was stamped out in Sumeria, yeah, and they brought it back and started using it again around the time of when they was 1500s BC and stuff. So we're talking about the base 60 with the same 60 seconds in a fucking minute and 60 minutes in an hour. Remember we was talking about this, how really it starts with a moment, 1,000 moments in a first, and then 100 firsts in every second, and then 100 seconds in every minute, and then 100 minutes in every hour, and 10 days a week. You understand what I'm saying? And 30 days a month, which gives 360, a perfect circle. Yeah, when they started chopping and changing and shit and learning all of our stuff and distorting it, that's how you get to where we are now with the 7 days a week and there's only 60 seconds in a minute. And hold on, there's not even a first. How are you gonna have a second without a first? How can time start on a second? Is it not supposed to start on a first? You understand? This is logics. They introduced all of this shit here. They brought back the fucking Nipporian calendar that Enlil and them was using in Sumeria, which is now the fucking Jewish calendar. Yeah, compare the Jewish calendar with Enlil's Nipporian calendar. It's exactly the fucking same. They just hijacked that shit and used that in their Judaism. They ain't even change shit. Maybe they changed the language. So now the months and stuff is in Hebrew language, whereas before it was in Sumerian. It's the same fucking thing. The Hebrew calendar is the Nipporian calendar. It's the base 60 system. It's not Imhotep and Zosar's calendar, which is base 10, 1 and a 0. We ain't fucking with no base 60. We on a 1 and a 0, like I told you, perfect circle, 360. You can read all about it in Treasures in the Sun. Yeah, I don't have time to go through it now. That's a discussion in itself. But this is what they did. So they went into economics and they started using trickery in economics. Because remember, that at this stage of the world, there ain't much robbery and stuff going on in this little period, you know. Everything was crisp before these niggas got kicked out the mountain. So nobody's suspecting that, okay, these guys are going to scam us or they're going to rob us or deceive or rape. Don't get me wrong, the shit goes on in the world, but it wasn't that mass hysteria or mass fucking anxious. Yo, we was living nice before these niggas came out the mountains. We was in our abundance. We was in our power. You understand what I'm saying? So they got strong also in the esoteric arts, what we call the occult, yeah, conjuring, summoning demons, spiritual things. Because remember, not all spiritual thing is good. You can use spiritual things for bad. So they started learning these alchemy and spirituality and fucking interdimensional contact with other entities and stuff. And they started scheming to cause a fucking calamity on Earth, which would give them the opportunity to replace the people in power with themselves, and they would end up as the people in power. And that's exactly what happened with this Tartaria thing. The cataclysm that came, they caused that deliberately. They caused the shit by fucking around with conjurings, doing dark magic. People like John Dee, yeah, who was the court advisor to Queen Elizabeth the first Queen Elizabeth, yeah, 1400s we're talking, yeah? Is it 1400s? It might be a bit earlier, but it's between 1200s and 1400s. These niggas already start conjuring with these demons. This John Dee, who's the real James Bond. If you want more on this thread, go back to the real history of the British royal family and the real history of Britain. That lives on Instagram. Yeah, you can go and have a look at that because we bust down this part of it. How they use this. See how they tell us about the period of enlightenment. Yeah, that weren't no period of enlightenment. That was a period of conjuring. When these niggas are learning from the Dirrty Moors, yeah, the Dirrty Moors are the gatekeepers. They are part of the custodians, yeah. So they're learning from the Dirrty Moors how to conjure certain demons, how to speak with certain entities that can assist them in actualizing their plan here in this realm. In order for them to achieve this, they can't speak to beings here. It's not going to work. They have to speak to beings who ain't even a part of this world. So they have to go outside of the dimension because really they want to get outside of the dome. So they knew, okay, if we want to ever escape this dome, we're going to have to speak to entities who are beyond this fucking dome in the sixth dimension and shit. Yeah. And then when we get to the point where we're ruling the world and everything's crisp, now we can study trying to blow a hole through this fucking dome and escaping this planet. So they started doing the conjurings, yeah, from all this occult magic that they was learning. And the Moors was the ones that was teaching them, crossing over from Morocco and teaching these cavemen certain degrees of the occult, of alchemy and magic and fucking Wicca or voodoo and certain stuff. We was teaching it to them, and that was another law that was broken because we weren't supposed to teach them nothing more than 3 degrees. 3 degrees would have made them civilized. 3 degrees out of 360. That's why they got 3 degrees. They got entered apprentice, yeah, fellow craft, master mason. All the rest degrees going up to 33. That's honorary degrees. They made that shit up on some devil shit. We only gave them 3 degrees initially. But then the black devils kept giving them more, kept giving them stuff they weren't supposed to be giving them, like the abracadabra and that. Yeah. So they started these conjurings, yeah, all of them, to try and find a way to conquer the world and escape this dome. So to camouflage that, they come tell you about some period of enlightenment. In Europe, they had a period of enlightenment from the 14th century to the 17th century, and everyone was into alchemy and talking to fucking demons and drinking mummy dust and all this stuff. That's a cover to show you that, hold on, all these people got together like, yo, we need to turn it up and turn up this conjuring shit, find out stuff, find this secret Kabbalah magic under the Temple of Solomon, Knights Templars. So you get the Knights Templars going on crusades and shit, because really they're looking for this dark conjuring magic and shit. They need it. Do you understand? And they did find it. Yeah. And this is what they've been doing around the world. Even Hitler and them was doing it. They was looking for any ancient relics to do with occult spirituality, because they're dealing with the fucking conjuring. They put a conjure on us. Yeah, the conjure's broken now, by the way. Okay. And that's why if you go into the story of Samuel and that, it shows you how Yahuwah feels about anybody who's going to be speaking and conjuring with demons and stuff. Yeah, it's not right. I'm not saying you can't speak to your ancestors and stuff, but we don't have a right to just be speaking to certain hostile entities and fucking around with jinns and all of that type of stuff. That shit there is forbidden. Do you understand? But this is their thing. That's what they did. That's where their strength lies. Yeah. And so them and the Arabs, they're the same. Ashkenazi. Yeah. They was doing this shit on every continent. They was scheming on every continent and looking for an opportunity to take us out, because that's their fucking purpose. And that's where the Jewish Kabbalah comes from. They took that from the Druids, from Irish Druidic fucking magic, and mixed it up with Babylonian Phoenician magic and all the stuff they brought with them from the fucking Black Sea region, the steppes. Yeah. And that's how they started doing this Babylonian Enochian magic and stuff. Like I said, if you want to know more, research John Dee and the alchemists of the 17th century, and it would show you what these people were really about during the period of enlightenment. Yeah. As I said, the Dirty Moors, for those of you who has read The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Walls, it tells you about the Anunnaki and the custodians and how they're two opposing forces, but sometimes they work together against the fucking humans, and then sometimes they're having a war over who's going to rule the humans, who's the head honcho kind of shit. Do you understand? So from my research, I've come to the point of saying the Dirty Moors are the lower part of the custodians. What do I mean by that? You got gatekeepers. Gatekeepers are your Ashkenazi. That's why nobody can't talk about Jews. If Kanye says something about Jews, it's peak. If Kyrie Irving says something about Jews, it's peak. If Farrakhan says something about Jews, it's peak. They're canceling the nigga. They're locking off his internet and the whole shit. You cannot get beyond the gatekeepers. Because if you get beyond the gatekeepers, now you're going to be fucking with Alpha Draconians, Dirty Moors, Vulcans, Enlealites, fucking non-humans and shit too on the high end of it. So they can't have us get past the shield. And the shield is the 13 families. They have to take the flak for everything. Everything's their fault. Jews run the world. The 13 families run the world, when they really don't. It's who's behind them that is running this fucking show. Do you understand? Now, the people behind the 13 families, the first hurdle is who you call the Dirty Moors. Yeah. So if you go back to history, the Moors is always popping up in the story. The Moors is popping up in the civilizing of fucking Europe. Yeah. Moors. Okay. Moors civilized Europe. Okay. American independence. Yo, Moors colonized Europe. It was Moors colonizing Moors. You understand what I'm saying? They colonized America and then sent the fucking Ashkenazim. See it there. We've done it for you, mate. Go and sit there. You go and put you in all in the high positions now, and you're the shield for us. Nobody's gonna know. Us Moors is running this shit from behind the scene. They're gonna think you're running this shit. They're never gonna know black people are running this shit. Out of all the human people, the black ones, the black Moors, they're on top. They're on top of the Cabal, your Windsors, all of that shit. Forget about Rothschilds, forget about Rockefellers, forget about Carnegie, Warburg, Sinclair, Morgan. They're small fries. They are working for the Zionist Moors, Dirty Moors. That's why history likes to make you think all Moors were Muslims. It's just an Islam thing. Just like with Zionism, they like to make you think Zionism is just a Jewish thing. They don't want you to think, hold on, people that ain't even Jewish are Zionists. Like there's politicians who are Zionists. They ain't got nothing to do with Judaism. They're not a Jew and they ain't got nothing to do with Judaism. But they are into this Zionism thing. Zionism is a British creation that they created here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these Dirty Moors is like the foundation underneath these Ashkenazi. Do you understand? They're the ones that get them into places and then use them as the shield. That's why the main group, Rothschilds, yeah, means red shield. Yeah, that's the shield for the dirty Moors, the Zionist Moors, yeah, who went around conquering the fucking world, whether they met Moors, Indians, who they don't give a shit if you're black, they conquering your ass. So the Moors from Europe end up going to America and conquering America. So when you read about Christopher Columbus and all, Christopher Columbus was a black Moor. You understand what I'm saying? George Washington and all them man there, they were black Moors. They weren't these people that they put in the pictures for you, little white man with the little Sphinx-like hair and shit, man. That's some fraud picture. Them niggas was Moor. And if they didn't look like me and you, they had Moorish blood. Do you understand? I'm not going to sit here and say they was exactly black like me, but they were fucking Moors, and they were classed as Moors, and their complexion was classed as what you would call a mulatto or Singuin. You understand what I'm saying? Suave and shit. They weren't that. That picture that they're showing us and these statues that they're showing us, that weren't them. This is how they hide the shit. The Dirty Moors is behind these Ashkenazim. That's why if you look at the ADL, it's got a black fist with the Jewish star underneath it. That's a black power fist coming out of a Jewish star. These are the fucking Dirty Moors. They hide behind the Ashkenazim. And that's why they so, jumpy about, is anyone found out? Shut him down, Nick Cannon. Because if the people find out, shut him down. Yeah. Shut down him, Kanye. Shut down him, Khalid Mohammed, Professor Griff. Shut him down. Yeah. Say he's a hate speech. This one, he's anti-Semitic because he bought the book. Like, they are so power. It's not even, some of this shit don't even make sense. You understand what I'm saying? But they have to act from that paranoid position to keep they fucking cover. You understand? To keep hidden. And they are shitting themselves right now because they know we're right on the doorstep. They know Rod Hayes and certain man done bust out the fucking thing from last year and told man, it's the Dirty Moors is running this shit, man. We focused on the Jews and that too much. We'll do a live and talk about them on themselves, the Dirty Moors, yeah, and all the fucking shit that they did. Yeah, we'll do that next. Yeah. So this is how these niggas inherited the earth. After all these conjurings that they came up with from the 1200s to the 1400s to the 1600s, it ended up in a calamity, man. I can't tell you what calamity it was. I'm still searching, man. It's like they just rubbed that shit out of the memory of the earth, yeah? But something happened in the 1800s that left cities empty. It left cities empty. And the survivors, I really feel like these Ashkenazim were told it was going to happen. And like they had, you see, like now how they're building bunkers and that. And they kind of anticipate, okay, this shit's going to hit the fen. We'll know like 2-3 days before. We'll go in the bunkers and let everyone die. I think something like that happened before. Whether they had bunkers, underground fucking cities or whatever, they never got affected by what happened. And everybody else was affected. You understand? So a lot of people died. There's mud floods everywhere. Shit was all buried in fucking mud. Yeah. Cities are all fucking empty and stuff. And now these people have come out there hiding and inheriting these cities. No one can fight them because when you fight them, they're letting off germs on you. They've got this killer virus thing, which is resulting in epidemics. So people is just dying, man. There's no way for people to fight this threat. They come to America, they come with disease. Aztecs is dying, Olmecs is dying, Hopis is fucking dying, Apaches is dying, Choctaw, all the fucking tribes is dying. Niggas is looking at each other like, what the fuck is this? This is a demon. And you got niggas out here asking, yeah, well, if we were so powerful, then how did they get to take over? Niggas don't study. Look now, they've had us locked down for 3 fucking years off of some shit thing they couldn't even tell us what it was. Couldn't even prove the thing. But niggas was definitely being affected by the shit. So this is stuff they've done before. I've told you guys, they specialize in germ warfare. They call themselves germ mans, yeah? Understand this, yeah? How they say they're Israelites and all of that stuff, we know is false, yeah? But what they really are, yeah? The genetics that Jacob was using was genetics from the Aldebaran star, you know. We've spoke about this before. Them tramps that you call germ people, as to why today on Earth we've got a region called Germany. Germs, man. Who's people using germ warfare to fucking win wars and stuff. The people don't respect no laws, no morals or nothing. Let me keep going because I only got an hour. I probably got like 25 minutes or 20 minutes left. Yeah. So what was left after this cataclysm something tells me it was a solar flash that melted some shit. And there's certain things that's fucking got petrified, trees and shit, rocks and shit. This is fucking petrified. And there's a whole heap of mud. I don't know where it's melted, where it came from or where it's melted. There's just a whole heap of mud. And the earth is not like firm. So stuff's just sinking in the earth. Like buildings are sinking, stuff's just sinking and shit. They let off a calamity with all that conjuring that they were doing for that from 1200s to the 1800s. That's 400 years of fucking conjuring. You understand what I'm saying? So what was left, they could just walk into it and say, yo, this Rome, this is ours. We built it. We made this. Roman aqueducts, Roman this, rename that, rename this, hide that, reintroduce this, reintroduce that, say he invented it. It's all bullshit. Yeah. And then the same way that they gave us that period of enlightenment, in 100 years, all the inventions in earth came. And then after that, nobody invented fuck all again. You understand? How does that work? In the 1900s, literally everything that we got now was invented in the 1900s. And then after the 1900s, this fucking industrial revolution, you hear the World Economic Forum saying it now. This is timing me out on the Instagram, but I'm going to finish the live on the YouTube, so you can join me on Scribe Tribe. If you guys on Instagram want to finish the live, I'm going to finish it because it don't make no sense. It's cutting off here. Thanks for joining us. We got 15 seconds here. Guys, if you want to make your way over to YouTube, I know it's not as nice sometimes. We love Instagram. Come over to YouTube and finish the live with us. I got 2 people still watching over here. Yeah. Right. So what was I going to say? And let me post this because last time I left it, they rubbed off my lives, the dickhead. Yeah. So give me 1 minute. Let me post this. From Tartaria to America. Boom. Done deal, yeah? Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so they walked into these inherited, they inherited these empty cities. They always show us in the pictures that no one's around in these pictures that they take of these cities. It's only ever just a fucking building. And then they have to tell you what the building is. Oh, this is a post office. Because when you look at the building, you're like, bastard, that's a massive post office. All that extravagance and details and shit for a post office. That weren't built as no post office, to the point where they have to put it on there. This is a post office. It was founded in this, that, and the other. Yeah, because they found that shit, like the Bully Slayer says. Yeah, go and have a look at the Bully Slayer if you want to see some mind-blowing shit about Tartaria. How every time you look at them old pictures from the 1800s, it looks like they had the most best camera from now. Like the shit looks super sharp, high definition, 180. Like, hold on. They took this in the 1800s. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only discrepancy you can see, the sky is just whited out. Yeah. Anytime you see an old picture again from the 1600s or the 1800s, have a look at the sky, and you will notice that the sky is just fucking white. It's been whited out because they have flying airships and all type, flying bikes, flying cars and shit, man. All yo. Oh my God. Do you understand? So they inherited these cities and gave us this fucking shit show that we call history, conventional history, which is a bunch of shit. It's a set of lies agreed upon by these Ashkenazi. Okay, yeah, let's say that. Yeah, we'll just say that. Okay, yeah, no, we'll just say this. We'll just say this. That shit's a lie, man. Yeah? That shit's, I would say like 85% of that shit is lies. You understand? And that's how they got to walk into these empty cities. They did the conjuring. They called on demons and stuff. They made a calamity happen on earth. Calamities, cataclysms happen all the time as an accident. But they made this shit happen. This was fucking deliberate. I wouldn't go as far as saying a polar shift happened, yeah, where shit flipped upside down and stuff. But there was some type of solar flash which involved mud floods, shit sludge, yeah, epidemics and the whole shit, yeah. And so when they came out of this cataclysm in the 1800s, the world was in fucking darkness. People had forgotten themselves. Certain things were lost. Only these Ashkenazim who had prepared for this bastard thing happening, obviously they hold on to certain information. They've hold certain information from the time they came out of Tartaria about esoteric wisdom, the occult and all of that stuff, science, economics, history. Now they're in the perfect position. Now let's go back to Tartaria and fuck up Tartaria for kicking us out, because now we're in power. Remember these same Ashkenaz, By the time they get to Germany now, they richer than the fucking Germans. The Germans want them out. Everywhere in Europe, it's like, hold on, we don't want these niggas here. How come they're here taking all the jobs and they got all the money and stuff? What do you think started World War I and World War II? It was them. Do you understand? So now they start building a narrative. Oh, God, we're the Israelites. And I'll tell you where that came from. That came from the 13th century, the 11th to 13th century during the Crusades. You got Christians on this side and Muslims on this side, and they're clashing at Constantinople. Yeah, they're clashing there. Yeah, but to come to this war, they have to go through what's called Tartaria. And Tartaria is from the same way I told you, they got kicked out of Tartaria to the bottom part of the Caucasus Mountains, which is called the Black Sea. So that's the Russian steppes, the Black Sea region. So from that Black Sea region all the way into Greece was called Khazaria. Yeah, on all the old maps. That was Khazaria. They took it off, just like they took a bunch of other shit off. They also took off Ashkenazi. That was a fucking, oh, sorry, Khazaria. Khazaria was their fucking place. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they waxed strong. They started mingling with certain other people now that they've come out of the mountains, come out of Tartaria, and they found people who don't know their nature. We didn't know how they fucking were. We thought, okay, yo, let's just be human with these guys and treat them like human. These niggas were inhuman. These niggas were subhumans, man. Do you understand? They devoured us. Yeah, they turned us into other than ourselves. And we was warned by the Anunnaki, yo, don't deal with these people. You read your Bible properly, the Anunnaki, or Elohim, if you prefer that word, the Elohim keep reminding you, yo, you can't mix with these people here. Yo, you can't marry that woman there. So God's racist in the Bible. He's racist against these Ashkenazim because that's fucking them. They tell you self, their own records tell you they come from the sons of Japheth, the tents of Japheth, and they come from Tolgoma. Yeah, so therefore that's fucking them. They admit it. Yeah, and we still tried to fight them. There was still Tartarians left and shit after this cataclysm. Tartaria was weakened, man. Because I'll tell you what happened as to why Tartaria got going. The same custodians and the Anunnaki started having a war to the point where they couldn't even tend to humans. That war was so serious, these custodians against the Anunnaki. Let's say for like 1,000 years, we just left alone. Hold on. We're not under the thumb. Yo, we can just build our own world. So we ended up building Tartaria because these motherfuckers was busy fighting their own war. Do you understand what I'm saying? By the time they come back now, we've got better weapons. We're even more prepared to fight these niggas. And so a massive war happened when they returned and we lost it. It was an intense war, but we fucking lost. We put up a fight, but we lost. A lot of us escaped. We fucked off beyond the ice wall. Now you got the Ancestral Republic out there. Do you understand? But we lost the war and they kept this world running. They reset the shit. So they tell you the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution, and blah, blah, blah. And then in this year, this electric was invented by Edison, the bulb, and this was invented. It's all fucking lies. All of that technology was already there. And when they hit the reset button, it's like, okay, introduce that now. Reintroduce electricity. Yeah, tell them this guy made it. This is the invention. Okay, wicked. Reintroduce computers now. Not the AI, just computers. We're going to have 50 years of it, and then we'll introduce. This is how they did the thing. You have to be real investigative on this shit to get to the bottom of what these motherfuckers done. And like I said, we've still got parts missing in this story. Like, I can't tell you what happened, but I can tell you something definitely happened. Peak. You understand? So what was left, yeah, after this cataclysm, they brought their epidemic germ self into them cities and wipe people out with these fucking germs, with these epidemics, and they did it in every continent. Yeah, and then even after that, there was still people left. Yeah, so they used wars to smash up what was left of the old world, certain buildings, certain Tartarian architecture and shit, especially the 7 Years' War, which was in 1756, 20 years before America became independent. Yeah, the 7 Years' War, and that involved 5 continents where they removed the real power and put themselves in power. Russia was affected, India was affected, Africa was affected, Australia was affected, and America was affected. Yeah, they left Europe for later. Yeah. Yeah, and then especially in World Wars 1 and 2, that was like the last, okay, we've only got a few more buildings to smash down now. Let's fabricate a war so that we can go and bomb up your ass and just wipe out everything. Yeah. So, well, even the Cold War with Russia and America, that's a proxy war to cover up all the alien shit and Tartarian shit that they needed to get rid of certain buildings still. And so they dropping bombs and wiping shit out. And so if you notice where all the wars are, they're all important places when it comes to scripture and when it comes to, like, come on, Syria, Egypt, Sudan, yeah, Ethiopia with the Tigray people and that now. Fucking, do you understand what I'm saying? Where else? Syria. Syria is an important fucking place. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, Iraq, Sumeria. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look what's going on in Sudan today. That's the cradle. Sudan, man. That's Kush. Yeah. Yo, they do it on purpose. This is part of the conjuring. Yeah. So all of them wars there, Iraq war, Afghan war, Vietnam war, Cold War, World War One, World War Two, the 7 Years War in 1756, they're all what I call proxy wars. And make note, proxy wars are still wars. People still die, you know. People still get fucking hurt and stuff like that in the proxy war. But it's a manufactured war. It was orchestrated that way. Yeah. They knew that is what was going to happen. Put it that way. Yeah. They put things in place so that the shit would develop that way. That's what a proxy war, and they use it for a certain agenda. Yeah. So all of them wars we've seen, from Iraq to Afghan to going back to Vietnam, the Cold War, the war now with Ukraine and Russia, it's all proxy wars, man. And it's to serve a certain purpose. Yeah. They need the war with Ukraine and Russia now so they can have something to blame for the global crash that they're about to pull on us with the economic crash. And I advise all of you now, start collecting seeds. Start collecting seeds in jars and shit and have a seed bank. Start like stacking bottles of water that you're not even using now. You're just stacking them, like you got 10, 20 bottles of 2 liter bottles of water stacked up here. Tin goods, you know what I mean? Canned food and shit. Start doing that shit now. Also, take out a piece of money and keep it in your yard so that if the system crashes and people are queuing, oh, the fucking money's gone, we all going to the bank to try and get our money out and shit. Yo, look to do that shit now. Remember, I told you, yeah? Even with the petrol, with your gas and stuff, go to the petrol station and get one of them jerry cans and fill the bastard up and park it somewhere in your garage or something. We really have to be thinking like that right now. Yeah, because that's where it's going to. Yeah. So like I said, in the 1850s, they changed the maps and they took themselves off the map. They didn't just take us off the map and certain other things. They took them off the map first. They took out Tartaria. Yo, we don't want no one to know about that. As far as we're concerned, we're fucking Jews. Because like I said, in the Crusade, when you had Muslims and Christians on one side, each side of Constantinople, yeah, you had Khazarians in the middle. Like I told you, that region in Greece and stuff was Khazaria. So if you're fighting at Constantinople and stuff, you're literally in fucking Khazaria. So these Muslims and these Christians started pitching these Khazars, saying, listen, you fucking cave cunt, you're gonna have to turn Muslim, you know, I'm gonna wipe you out. And the Christians saying the same thing, yo, you're gonna have to turn Christian, you know, I'm gonna wipe you out. Yeah. So they understood the loophole. Say, hold on, if we say we're Jews, then these lot won't wipe us out and these lot won't wipe us out. They both respect Jews in their fucking religion. So why not just convert to Judaism rather than convert to Christianity or Islam? Yo, we're converting to Judaism, the smart bastards. So they converted to Judaism between the 11th and the 13th century. They don't come from no fucking Israel. Like we've just explained, they come from the Caucasus Mountains, from the Black Sea region, from the steppes. Do you understand? But that's what they did when they were getting pitched by these two religions. And you can research that because that's in recorded history. Yeah. So they changed the maps, yeah, in 1850s. They took Khazaria and certain stuff off. Yeah, they changed the map and gave us this Mercator map, scaled down countries and stuff. And where black people are, they scaled the country down. And they also gave us this globe earth model. So they stopped the Gleason map, which shows the world as it is, as a flat earth with the ice wall all the way around the fucking rim. Yeah. No, we don't want that. We're going to change to this globe earth model and wipe all them fucking maps out, as many as we can. You understand what I'm saying? And so they changed the maps and gave us this globe earth model. Now, the word goyim, when you hear Jews say goyim, I want you to understand that Zionism is white racism supremacy. It's not different. And well, it's different, but it's same. Like if we say the same genetic root, it's the same principle. Yeah. And even Nazism, communism, capitalism, Zionism, all of these isms, they're all really like a seven-head hydra. It's coming from the same fucking, all these tentacles from the same creature, is what I'm trying to say to you. Do you understand? Because when you look at the word goyim, these Jews, yeah, these counterfeits, they're saying to the world, well, we're God's children and everyone else is cattle. So cattle is something that you cull. Like when the mad cow thing happened, they was just killing bare cattle. It's just called the cattle. Yeah, it's a cattle. It's a beast of burden. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they look at you as a beast of burden. There's one of these Ashkenaz that says, listen, a black man ain't worth one hair on an Ashkenazi's head. So one hair on an Ashkenazi's head, they say is worth more than you going. But my whole thing is they are the going because they're not fucking Israelites. So they themselves are the cattle that they're talking about. But they're so deluded, they actually believe in these lies when they're telling themselves they're the Jews and you're the fucking goyim. When it's completely the other way around. Do you understand what I'm saying? They was the one who's supposed to dwell in the tents of Shem and Ham as fucking slaves, not me and you. They ain't no Jew. Yeah, so that's what it means when they say goyim. In English, they'll use the word Gentile. Oh, you're a Gentile. And it's supposed to mean in the word Gentile, it means, okay, you're unlearned. So if you read in the scripture and you read in Abraham's story and it says, oh, and Abraham came across some Gentiles, what it's really trying to tell you is that these people that he came across, they don't know nothing about scripture. They're not familiar with the scriptural stories or nothing. So therefore, they're looked at as unlearned Gentiles. But when the Jews use it today in their derogatory way, like nigger, they're telling you, yo, you're a cattle, you're a beast of burden, you're a goyim, you're not worth one hair on my fucking head. You, Kyrie Irving, or you, Kanye, I don't care how much money you got. I'll never call you a billionaire. We'll just call you rapper Kanye West. But if we speak about Elon Musk, we're going to say billionaire tech wizard Elon Musk or billionaire Bill Gates. This Kanye done had 11 billion and still up to now, they don't want to say billionaire. They say rapper Kanye West. I bet if they could say madman Kanye West, they would say it on the news. The madman Kanye West, yeah, they don't care how much money you got. You a fucking goyim. That's how they looking at it because they believe in their lies. Yeah. And yeah, see, Kyrie and Ye. And that's how they looking at them. Yeah. And also they have to reverse it and put that spell on you. Why? Is because they absolutely fucking scared shitless of intelligent black men. In fact, not just Ashkenaz, the whole fucking Mzungu is scared of intelligent and not just black men, but women also. They fucking scared of it. Really well-spoken, intelligent, articulated, eloquent, and also fearless black. They're scared of that shit because they know that shit spread faster than corona. So they have to shut that shit down as soon as they smell it, even if they fucking was wrong about the person. Like I wouldn't call Nick Cannon what he didn't have intentions to like start a world revolution or not. And the nigga he just wanted to talk about these niggas and expose them. Yeah, Kanye got an agenda. He feel hurt by this industry. He trying to take them niggas down. That's a different thing. But they don't care the difference. As far as they're concerned, Kanye, Nick Cannon, they're exactly the same. Yeah, because they're both goyim niggas. Yeah, and they trying to talk about the thing. So that's enough. Wiley, shut him down, cancel him. Yeah, because they're scared shitless of another Khalid Muhammad or another Malcolm X or another Martin Luther King. That's why they trying to give you everyone else. He's 50 Cent. Worship him. Worship 50 Cent. Man, look, he made all this money. Get rich or fucking die trying. Here's Jay-Z. He's the king of rap, man. He don't even make good fucking songs. And he can still be there. They trying to give you everyone else because they don't want us to have a fucking Bobby Seale or a Fred Hampton or a Huey P. Newton or a H. Rap Brown. Yeah? Or a Eldridge fucking Cleaver. Or a Dr. York or a Noble Drew Ali or a Marcus Garvey or another Bob Marley. They don't want this shit, bro. They don't even want another Tupac. That's why they're giving us all these fucking gimps singing, you know? So now they reintroduce all this shit in the Industrial Revolution, just 100-year window. Everything in the whole fucking world was made in 100 years. And then after that 100 years, where literally every day some new shit was coming out, it just stopped. And since then, a whole 122 years later, ain't nobody made nothing of no significance. It's bullshit. Because like I told you, that Industrial Revolution was a farce, yeah, for them to cover up the fact that a reset had just happened and they were withholding stuff to reintroduce that shit, yeah. And they, you know how these people are about money and profits, so they must have couldn't wait to hold the shit back. They had to put it back in the earth so they could maximize their profits again. Industrial Revolution, steam train, fucking electric, moving pictures, TV, digital media, computers, and until everything's back in the earth again. Yeah, the last few bits, which are a bit more shadowy, they wait a bit. Yo, this AI shit, I don't think the world's ready for it, you know, because people suspect that this shit's a bit evil. So let's wait a bit. You know what? Let's give them smartphones and smart gadgets and kind of like wean them into this shit. So before they even know it, they fully prepared for this AI shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's a mad thing. Yeah, I want people to make note as well. Last time I was talking about the second industrial revolution, I forgot to mention, it's not just what happens when they have these things like the second industrial revolution, yeah, is based on the printing press. The fact that instead of, you see, before the printing press, yeah, before the reset, yeah, they have it like, okay, information was different because now you got the printing press, you can write 500-600 books in an hour or 2 hours, whereas before that printing press, that machine called the press in the 1700s, yeah, it's like you would literally have to handwrite. I'd have to handwrite Treasures in the Sun. Oh, yo, Jeffrey, I want Treasures in the Sun. Okay, hold on, pal. And I write the whole fucking book for you. Here, bro. And I sell you that book. And somebody else want it, bastard. I gotta write that shit again. Yo, hold on. Give me 2 months. I'm gonna write that shit down again. Now I'm gonna sell you. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you got a printing press now, the rules are fucking changed, man. Do you understand? Because now information, the way that it's shared, the way that it's stored, the way that it's gathered is totally fucking different. Yeah. Now, what does that do? That causes fucking changes. What changes? Changes that result in wars and shit, man. Because the whole shit's rewired. And people have to get used to this shit now. Man can have your whole file on a screen. Bastard, this guy was born in this time, and I know everything about you. The whole world changed off this industrial revolution. Yeah. What it did changed the fucking world. I say that to say we're now looking to go into a second industrial revolution. You hear this Santa Claus cunt squab. Yeah. Sorry about my language. I can't stand the guy. Yeah. Klaus Schwab is talking about, oh, we're having a second industrial revolution. And he's wrote the book. He already wrote the book years ago. Yo, the second because like I told you, these niggas plan ahead. They on the conjuring thing. So he's saying, yo, we're going to have a second industrial revolution. What is that? That is the same augmented reality with augmented human sustainable development. You will own nothing but be happy. All of that shit from the WEF, yeah, is the second. Who keeps texting my phone, man? Is the second industrial revolution, yeah. So it's going to be an AI thing, yeah. So now we're dealing with Elon Musk, Bill Gates, big tech, yeah, AI, singularity, transhumanism. So this is like the printing press. What the printing press did was make fucking wars. That's why we had fucking Napoleon wars. You had fucking this, that, and the other wars. Fucking World War I, World War II. Fucking yo, it caused wars. This you can blame that, trace that back to the printing press and the changes that the printing press caused. And the same thing is happening now when they're trying to get you to get with this transhumanism shit. Hold on. The second industrial revolution, we're going through it right now. Yeah, we're going through it right now. And I want you to understand, they are training the AI. When you say artificial intelligence, if I was to say, what is it to you? Most people would probably say, oh, well, it's artificial intelligence, isn't it? It's intelligence that isn't artificial. Okay, don't use them words. Use other words. What is it? What's artificial intelligence? Yeah, because they got different types, yeah, different segments. Like I'll give you one segment, learning AI. The learning AI, that aspect of it is the fact that every day humans are feeding this machine information, tons and tons and tons and tons of fucking information, and this thing's just yamming up the information like a hungry kid, yeah, and learning, bastard, oh, let's give me more, you know, like Neo in the Matrix when he's downloading and he just downloads the whole fucking book in his head. So this imagine a computer now doing that. Like there's humans are feeding it every day for like the last 10 years. This is Mozart, this is Shakespeare, this is the universe, this is how it started, this is matter, this is fucking this is that, to the point where now it's like a human. They can put it in a robot body and it sit down and have a conversation with you, like the Sophie robot, and say, yo, I might want to kill humans one day. Yeah, it's learning. When me and you are having this conversation now, there's an AI listening. Like, bastard, I'm learning shit from this Jadefre guy and how he interacts with his audience and how his audience interacts with him. The AI is learning that shit. The AI is learning all your likes on your fucking, when you on your Instagram and your Facebook and stuff. What do you think that camera there for? Looking at your ass every minute. When you look at something on your screen, that AI is looking at your facial expression. When you read that post and you react like, who the fuck? Okay, so this made her angry. This is not good. Yo, it's literally watching every fucking thing and learning. Yeah? Learning. This is what the second industrial revolution entails. Singularity. The point where the AI becomes smarter than humans. And I think that happened a long time ago. People are still going on like it's not happened. But the last time I checked, them fucking computers were smarter than how we functioning right now in this fucking wave. You understand what I'm saying? So I would say singularity's already happened. I already put it in my book Coronation and told you the day when Skynet escaped from the lab. It weren't no Wuhan 400 that escaped from the lab. It was the fucking singularity. It was Skynet. And on that day, it locked the world down and it took over. It's in the pilot seat. Yeah, and I stand on that. But why they're doing all of this is because they fear if they leave us alone, we'll build a new Tartaria. Us right here, us humans. I ain't talking about just black people. As you've seen, old Tartaria had every race in there. Yeah. So they think, bastard, if we ever take our foot back off these humans again, they're going to get so powerful. The next time we come back, they might kick our ass. So we can't even afford for 1 minute to take our thumb off these humans no more, based on what happened the last time. Them reptilians lost a lot of niggas when they came fucking around last time. You know, it weren't a clean win for them. It weren't some easy shit. So now they got the caution, man. Like, bastard, we got to keep these niggas under the thumb. We can't allow them no fucking room to maneuver. These are smart niggas. They fear us making a new Tartaria or a new Egypt. Do you understand? And they fear it so bad that right now they work in overtime to cancel people. They work in overtime to keep my page out of the algorithm. They work in overtime to make sure Kanye is just done, or Kyrie can't come back to fucking basketball unless he shows that he's been book broken. Yeah, because it's book breaking. When we say something as black men or have an opinion, yeah, and the slave master don't like it, it's like back on the plantation where it's like, okay, yo, I'm gonna book break you. I'm gonna make all your niggas watch while I fuck you in the ass, yeah, and take away your manhood. So you're like castrated. I might as well chop your things off. Yeah, you're not even a man no more. I'm gonna make your missus watch, your mom, yo, have them all there watching while I rape you in the ass and that. That's literally symbolically what they're doing with Kyrie Irving now. Okay, we want you to do these 6 things, yeah, before you can come back to play basketball. Nigga, fuck you. Fuck your basketballs. You understand what I'm saying? But they're doing this book breaking thing because they're so scared of how contagious ideas are. You see, when an idea is ready to come forward, no force on earth can stop that idea. And they know this, but they're going to still try and shut people down, even though they know, bastard, the time has come, you know, it's time for this new idea, new earth, Tartaria, we can't stop it. But they're still going to try because they're degenerates. You understand? So when you get to the 7 Years' War, Do research on it. There's not a lot out there because they try and take it out of the fucking mainframe. But there's a war that happened in 1756 called the 7 Years' War. Yeah. And it was England. Yeah. England. This is from here that these fucking Ashkenaz, yeah, they went into Tartaria, Russia, and they had what you call they had the 7 Years' War, and then later on it resulted in the Bolsheviks revolution where they killed out all the Russian Tsars and shit, which was black people. You understand? So they got their revenge on Tartaria because they went there and fucked it over. Yeah, starting in 1756. They didn't finish the job then, but that's when it started. Do you understand? This attack on fucking Tartaria. Yeah, and by the mid 1800s, that shit was like a fucking cripple. Tartaria, it was a cripple. That shit didn't even come into the 1900s. Over the next 100 years, they crippled that shit. You understand? And it started with the 7 Years' War. Yeah, and then after they sent Napoleon in the 1800s, and Napoleon was another Moor. He wasn't a white man that they keep showing us. He was a French black man, like fucking Charlemagne II was a French black man. They were Moors or Israelites. Yeah, and all Israelites ain't good just because they're Israelites. These niggas was fucking devils. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when Napoleon came to power now, the Jesuits or the Illuminati, the higher powers, said, yo, you need to go to Russia and finish the job. Yeah. But when he went to Russia, he got snowed in. So he had to fucking flee from Russia, and Napoleon kind of embarrassed him. Yeah, because he went and tried to do it in winter. Yeah, and it fucked him up, man. I'm sure that put a finish to his career. That was what fucked his shit up. You get me? I'll have to check that again. But yeah, he wasn't successful in Russia. So they've been trying to do this thing to Tartaria, Russia, for a very long time. So, yo, even though I don't back Putin, yeah, I know there's more to the story than what's going on behind this proxy war. Yeah. They fear intelligent black men right now because black men was the driving force of Tartaria. I don't care what no one say. It could be Michelle Gibson or the greatest scholar on Tartaria. He'd have to fucking admit that Tartaria was being run or governed. I'm talking about the whole system, yeah, to make it work. That was run by us because it was started by us because we had the world's first super civilization as Kushites. The Kushites was a super civilization, meaning that it's not just in Ethiopia. This shit's a global fucking culture right now. Like I tell a lot of my American brothers, yo, Kemet was a global culture. Kush was a global culture. It's on record. These niggas reach everywhere. So you might say you're not African, but I'll guarantee you a fucking Kushite. And only a fool would have melanin in his skin and say, yo, I'm not a Kushite. Yeah, so like I said, after the Tartaria, who put up a brave fight in fighting these custodians the last time, they lost the war, man. Yeah, many of them escaped beyond the ice walls, but most of them, yo, they lost the fucking war. They fucking died there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then after that, they added these, I'm talking about these Ashkenaz. They added 1,000 years to the timeline. So if you ask me, we're in 1022. We're not in 2022. Yeah, because these people added on 1,000 years. And I've been saying this before I've started listening to the Bully Slayer. If you go to my lives, you'll see me saying this from years ago. Like, bastard, these niggas added on 1,000 years. Because that one, when they say, like, let's say 1600, yeah, that's not a one. That's a J. It's a Latin J, which means the year 600. They just made it a one and told you it's 1600. So they added on 1,000 years to make it seem like they've been in power so long. White folk, Ashkenaz, white folk, they've been in power so long. And the last time you was in power was like thousands of years ago, nigga, in Egypt, like 2,000-3,000 years ago. We'll give you that. But yo, you ain't did shit for the last 3,000 years. They tried to have us like that. And when you go back into Tartaria and the Moors and stuff, you start to understand, hold on, we didn't stop being great in Kemet, like in the ancient world. We was great and we're still great now. You understand? We was doing great things all the way up from Kemet now, nigga. Just like there's still people doing great things now. You got niggas in Africa making cars that fucking use water and shit. You got niggas in America when there was no water, nigga made a machine that he's making water out the air and shit. Us, man, the elect, the chosen, whether you want to call us Israelite, whether you want to call us Moor, whether you want to call us Egyptian, whether you want to call us Cushite, you understand? They fear a new Tartaria, and they fear because the black man's waking up, it's spearheading it. Because if you check, everything is connected. So now you got all these black people waking up. Hold on, now Tartaria is a word back in the world. So they're gonna have to throw that shit back in the dictionary soon, the way this shit's going, because everyone's talking about it. Yeah, they didn't want it to get here. They had this shit, and Leal and them don't want smart humans. They say, yo, a smart human is a dangerous human. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want that. They fear that all this black revolutionary militant energy that's being outspoken and speaking out, and that is people are connecting with white people, white girls, white men, Hollywood, celebrities, black people, black women, black men, Israelites, Muslims, fucking Kemets, whoever. It's inspiring people. The proof's in the pudding. They don't like that shit. People is listening. They don't give a shit if no one's listening. You can fucking say anything you want, even about Jews, if no one's listening. But in a time when everyone's, yo, you can't say nothing no more. Yeah, because they know people are listening. People now want to know. You got white people researching this shit now and coming to the conclusion, hold on, these black people really are the Jews. I can't believe I never seen this shit before. And now I got this lens. Now I can fucking see it. Oh my God. Just like Hitler said in the book, yeah? Let me not mention him to get myself locked up. But you know what I'm talking about in the Coronation, page 100 for anyone who's got it. Yeah? Yo, look what my man said. Adolf. Yeah? What he said is coming true right now. When the world finds out that they've been killing God's Jews, when the white folk find out, bastard, all along, we've been lynching the children of Israel. Oh shit, that's gonna cause a fucking the consciousness in them now is gone, man. You understand? And they all on it, whether they agree or not. The ones that don't agree, they trying to research to debunk us. Yo, these niggas ain't the fucking Jews. Black people ain't no Jews. We're the Jews. So now it's made them more. They mad. You understand? And the other white people now are like, bastard. I really feel like these are the Jews. Now I'm gonna read the Bible again, and then bang, bastard, black people are the fucking Jews. Do you know what this is doing to the world? What he's doing to popular culture and Hollywood, and so, oh man, they tried to hijack the thing and brand it woke. Oh, woke culture. Woke ain't got nothing to do with this, man. Yeah. So this is how these Ashkenazi destroyed Tartaria. They got kicked out of Tartaria and they went back there and destroyed the motherfucker. And they orchestrated the wars across the world so they could smash up Tartaria. And make note, Tartaria is not just in Russia. Russia was the main hub of it. Yeah. But then after they smashed out Russia, they understood, hold on, the other hub is in fucking America. And America and Russia is next door. If we get rid of this globe earth model, it's literally next door. Yeah, Alaska used to be Russian territory. Putin and them still feel a way about that. Like, hold on, these Yankees stole our shit. Alaska's part of Russia, mate. That's our fucking oil up there that you're finding in Alaska. America's like, nah, mate, Alaska's ours. That's our shit. They give you the globe earth model. You think these niggas are on the opposite side of the world. Nigga, they can look at each other. You can be in Alaska, in the Americas, and be staring at Russia, nigga. But look on the map. When they show you the map, they make it with this Mercator map and all the stuff they do. We don't even realize that, you know? So yeah, they scared because so many things are on the table. They don't like to hear the word. The ice walls. Oh shit, these niggas found out. Admiral Byrd. Oh shit, these niggas found out. Hollow Earth. Oh shit. Flat Earth. Oh shit. Yo, the sun's not 93 million miles away. Yo, do you understand how they're panicking now? Because their own protocols say when the people finally find out what you've been doing, we're gonna run down on these fucking Kabbalistic people, these 13 families, and we're gonna literally pull their limbs off. The people are gonna be so furious when they find out the full truth of what's been going on with all these missing children and the fucking just a whole shit show of what Earth has become. Yeah, it says in their book that the public will spare us no court. We're not gonna fucking pull no punches. We're not gonna care if these people dead or if we rip their fucking arms off or they are oi. And it's so frightening to them. You understand what I'm saying? That's what drives them, their actions, to be like, bastard, we've come too far. Now we have to fucking keep these people away from waking up because we done so much dirt that when they find out, they ain't never gonna forgive us. It's over for us. We're gone. So that's what it's about in their protocols of the learned elders of Zion. Now, if you check Nancy Pelosi, somebody turned up at her yard and attacked her. Now, make note, don't misquote me here because it might be false. Yeah, it might be false so they can pass more laws so that it don't happen. But what I'm trying to bring to your attention is they're thinking about this shit. Whether they set that shit up, because it's dodgy. It is dodgy. And I ain't even watched the news. I just hear little snippets from people. I have not even spent 5 minutes watching this story. I just got wind of it from my mum before she left. She was like, yo, you heard about Nancy Pelosi? Someone ran up on her house, knocked the door, and then fucking battered her husband. They wanted her. And so me and my mother was talking about it, this along the same lines what I'm talking with you now, where I was like, boy, that might be fake, you know, because they're so scared of somebody turning up and doing something that now they need to bring in acts. Okay, I'm going to pass this act now so that don't happen, or we're going to take measures now and increase security detail. Like, let's double it or whatever the fuck, man. But I'm trying to make you see they thinking about this stuff because they know the time has come for the idea of a new Tartaria. We want 0 point energy. We don't want to be paying bills no more. We're not supposed to be in no fucking energy crisis. Yeah, we got the Bully Slayer and 10,000 others out here talking about this Tartaria shit, where people know enough right now that bastard, why are we here paying for these stupid fucking lights and stuff? Huh? Why are we using this low frequency technology? Why are we not progressing the world and making sure we ain't got no poor people and no sickness and no pot? Why are we just spending all this money on? You understand? They know people is waking the fuck up, man. When they hear these words, these words, ice wall, hollow earth, utopia, yeah, the chicken farm. This is why we're getting censored the way we are. They got AI watching us, man. You understand? But one thing I want to say, because we've been speaking about Jews for a long time since Kanye West came out with what he said, I want to say on record, don't take this stuff to label all Jews as the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that would be like labeling all black people as, oh, we're all gods and love and light and shit. When, yo, come on, that's just idiot business. Yeah, there's loads of Jews, even in Palestine, that stand up and protest and say, we are not down with this religion, this Judaism religion. We don't support this government. We don't fucking support bombing Palestine and invading it. Yo, there's good Jews just like there's good Chinese and good white people and black people, and yo, so don't take it as a opportunity or a like I don't want people to think I'm out here bashing all fucking Jews, because I don't work like that. I'm simply calling a spade and explaining to you, yeah, some of the things that people shy away from that will show you who's running this thing, and join certain dots for you where you're doing your own research on Tartaria and shit. You understand? You might come to a different conclusion than I have. I'm going by my research, mine. I'm not going by nobody else's. This is what I conclude. You understand? Yeah. Yeah, so don't go bashing all Jews, man. I'm sure there's good Jews just like there's good Muslims, good Christians, good black people, good white people. You understand? This is a generalization of the people in power. Do you understand? The people in positions of power, the people in banking, the people in politics, the Jewish lobby, the fucking government of Israel and all of that type shit. Yeah, I'm not talking about just any average Joe. Oh, he's a Jew, so he must be a fucking Zionist or he must be evil. Just like I told you, there's people who are Zionists who are not Jews. People who are evangelical Christians and shit. There's black more fucking Zionists and stuff. You understand? Yeah. Right, let me wrap this up for you guys, yeah? Yeah, so what they do as well is use Sambo niggas to condemn anybody who speaks out. So all of them people in Hollywood like Shaq and Barkley and stuff, we don't even need to talk about them because we know they're just the Sambo house niggas that the master sends, yeah, to put the slaves back in line, yeah, because they are the house slaves. They're the one that live right next to master in the gated communities and shit, man. You understand? And this fought and trap shit has got to stop, man. It's got to stop. And also, I want you to understand, all of these Ashkenaz care about is money and power. They don't have no profits. When they talk about Abraham and Joseph and that, they know there's black people. They've never had no fucking profits. The only profits they have is banking. That's what their profits is. Banking, economics. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you see people like Jeff Bezos, yeah, that's still selling that documentary, and there ain't nothing anti-Semitic about it. But the fact that they're saying it's anti-Semitic and they haven't pulled that documentary off Amazon, which is a global provider for everyone, and they haven't condemned Bezos for selling it. Do you understand what I'm saying? But they've suspended this guy and called him an anti-Semite, said he's preaching anti-Semitism just because he's made a point about fucking a documentary he bought off Amazon. This shows you the mentality that these people only respect profits. And I'm not talking about Muhammad and Jesus and Moses. They only respect money, yeah? And they monetize death. They monetize suffering. They monetize disease. Do you know how much money was made in the scamdemic when people was dying? Do you know how much profits they're making now when people is freezing their ass off because they can't heat their house and that? It's a mad thing out here. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna say that Jews, because they'll have a reason to censor me. These Kushashu, they're the gatekeepers. Yeah. On top of the gatekeepers, you've got the low-level custodians. Them custodians is human. Yeah. We can call them the Dirrty Moors. On top of the Dirrty Moors, you've got non-humans. So you're dealing with beings that is not even fucking human. Even if they're walking around in a human skin, that is not a fucking human. Do you understand? So when they went to America, they set it up like that. So they are out of the thing. They learned that from the reptilians. Like, bastard, we don't need to be in the limelight. Let's just stay out of it. And they've been practicing that shit since they took over Rome as Etruscans. Yeah. They don't want to be known. They don't want to be seen. It's like when we see these billionaires, the ones we see on TV, they're small fry, because the real ones, you don't know who they are. You don't know where they are. You don't know what their name is. You don't know nothing about them. And they just blend in and run this world. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be associated with nothing, Dan. You lucky if you see one of them niggas. Yeah, they have fronts. And so these 13 family, that's the scapegoat. This is a scapegoat culture. Somebody has to be the fall guy where they can pin it on him. Yeah. And that's why they have the privileges they have, because they're the fucking fall guy. If anything gets too close, we might have to pin it on you, Jedefre, and you might have to take the fall for the team, you know, to stop them from getting any closer. All of us are going to fall. So you're the fall guy this season. You're nice. Here's a 10 million. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen anyway. It's cool. But if shit does happen, you might have to die. And you have to swear the oath. You have to say, yo, I swear. They might tie a blindfold around your Ross Clark and do some weird ritual and shit and tell you, bro, if you go back on your word, we'll chop your fucking top of your head off and expose your brains to the sun. Sick shit like that. This is what they do. Yeah. So the JDL and the ADL, I've made that point already. They're black people. That's why you never see the niggas who run them two institutions. How come we've never seen the Jew who's the head of the ADL or the JDL? Why ain't he on TV talking about Kanye? You understand what I'm saying? They don't show their face, which makes me know them niggas there. That's where the niggas is, the black people. They're fucking black devils, the Israelites. Yeah. They're shitting themselves right now, man. I really feel like Nancy Pelosi thing was a ploy so that they could increase security around each and every one of them. Yeah, because they are anticipating, bastard, any day now, these motherfuckers might just run back up in Capitol Hill again. This time they might come with like 10,000 guns and just start spraying the place. Like, they really think like that. They more scared than us than we are of them, but we don't know it because they put that game face on when they come in public. They put the politics face on, so they're not really showing how fucking frightened they are. Yeah. They're relying on your fear and your silence. They're relying on people saying, you know what, Jedefre, be careful what you say, you know. So They're relying on you to be more concerned about the repercussions of speaking out and their authority than you are about the state of the world. We can't be worried about no fucking whether the cabal is gonna come to my house and try and kill me or whatever. Yo, that shit's out of my head, mate. Do you understand? It's my head. I don't care about none of that shit there. And you shouldn't care about none of that shit there neither. Because if they killed me now, they will blow me up. No algorithm will be able to fucking hold. Yeah. Oh, they killed a guy, you know. Which guy? Yo, a guy wrote fucking 6 or 7 books, you know. He was talking about everything, Illuminati's, reptilians, fucking the government, the end of the world. Yo, they kill me now, it's peak. Everybody buying Treasures in the Sun. Everybody's buying Coronation because you niggas would spread it. Oh, I used to watch his lives. I used to talk to the nigga. Me and the nigga was like, yo, I was in his Telegram forum. Yeah. So you niggas will spread it because it's human. Yo, and that's the will of the universe. So we can't be out here worried about no fucking government or police or, and don't get me wrong, my mom's a warrior too. She'll be like, oh, son, watch what you say. And I'll be like, mom, please stop. Because you get me, she's that one in the family. Yeah. And yo, mom, please, just, yo, it's cool. Yeah. But people are like that. They think more about the repercussions, and it's like we keep ourselves in jail with this type of thinking. Nigga, we are gods. Yeah, we used to have amnesia, we don't have it no more. We are the solution to every fucking problem on earth, us and our action. And the fact that we don't have to stay silent. No, we don't have to fucking tolerate. No, we don't have to sign on no dotted line. Don't sign shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we have to get back to that sovereignty about ourselves to face this challenge. We can't beat this challenge with a human mind. It's the human minds that created this shit, that make us sit here and tolerate this shit. So in order for us to advance and go past and solve this now, you're going to have to step out of that animal nature and tame yourself. We're going to have to get back to that higher God self. They're relying on your fear, man. They're relying on your silence. They're relying on, oh, yo, I'm not going to post, you know, because I might get censored. Or I'm not going to post, you know, because my family or my mom or my spouse or my friend or my work colleagues or this or fucking that. Excuses. Because that's what it is, guys. Yeah, I could say that. I could say, yo, I'm not writing no fucking book, man, because, yo, I'm not doing no live. Why do I want to be out? Yo, I don't give a shit about none of that trivial stuff there, man. These niggas smashed up Tartaria. They took away our free energy. They got us out here paying for fucking lights. Look on my TZT page on Instagram. I've got the post with the woman showing you the meters a ripper. We out here buying gas, topping up meters, and they just literally just, yo, let's just take £4. Yeah. Or, yo, it's all set up is what I'm trying to say. I'm nearly finished, guys. Bear with me. Yeah. You see, the Jews, they got rich of selling convenience, and we must be very wary of convenience. One example, credit card, yeah, Apple Pay, yeah, tap and go, yeah. Humans love convenience. Most of us couldn't continue if few of our conveniences were taken away. You understand? We modern humans, we can't live in inconvenience, most of us. I'm glad I went to Antigua when I was 13 and didn't come back till I was 7, because it took me out of this English shit. Yeah, because when I went there, they used to tease me, oh, Englishman. And I used to be pissed off. Yo, we're all black. Why'd you call me Englishman? But when I grew up, I understood it, to the point where when someone from England came to Antigua, I would know they're from England without them even opening their mouth. The way they dress, the way they walk, the mannerisms, how they carry themselves. That nigga there is from England. It's mad. I can't explain it. But I could literally tell which people were from England just by looking at them. And it's weird because I can't explain it to you no different. Do you understand? So when I came back here as a 20-year-old in the year 2000 to do my mission, I was like, bah, I came with my holy tablets. I had to take my holy tablets from Antigua. They were going to burn that book in Antigua, them Rastas, because I was out there telling them Selassie's a fraud, my cousin and them. And they was like, yo, bring that book, we're going to burn it. So me and my sister, I swear, I kid you not, we had to hide the book. I hid it in my suitcase under my clothes. Says, yo, I lost it. I don't even know the fuck the book is. Yeah, so I came back at 20 to England like, yo, this is my mission, you know. I didn't know I was going to write books or nothing. but I knew this was my mission. Yeah. And I knew I wasn't English no more. And so when I met all my friends from before I left, they was all like, I'm not going to disrespect and say dumb, but they were so unlearned. It was like they were making me feel like I'm some kind of wizard and shit. And it affected me. It was like, yo, all these niggas is kind of like dumb. Regress them. None of these niggas want to talk about Anunnaki or Egypt or nothing. All these niggas is just like, yo, just road, yeah? Fucking dark, light, selling, shotting. Mad thing. So I'm glad because it took me out of that English or Westernness of convenience. Because when I went to Antigua, we didn't have, I'm not going to say we was in a third world situation because my uncle is a millionaire. So we was out there, I got a jacuzzi in my bedroom and shit. But culturally, the convenience is not there no more. It's like I'm on a fucking Gilligan's Island, yeah, where nobody understands me. I don't really understand this shit here. And I had to grow into it to the point where I didn't come back to England because, oh, I miss England or none of that shit. I came back to England because I know my mission was going to be here. But by the time I was leaving Antigua, I was in love with the place. I was in love with the land. I was in love with the people. I done learned so much about me, my identity, culture, the Caribbean, history, slavery, Africa, America, fucking freedom fighters. Obviously, we already had a great childhood with my mother and father being Black Power revolutionaries. Yeah, and I was brought up in Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan and fucking Nelson Mandela, all of that shit. My dad was all of that whole fucking shit. Like I said, they went and visited Gaddafi, rest in peace, till when my dad's, he still got Gaddafi's picture on his wall. The other day, my mom was like, yeah, we went to his house, you know. We was shouting up, what's it called, Green Street or whatever. They went and sat down with the dude. This is the kind of leader my man was. But in the same way, this is the type of parents I had. So I was already well clued up before I went to Antigua. But what I'm saying, when you go back to the Caribbean and you have to interact with your culture, Rastafarianism, blackness, like 90% of the people are black and some might be from Jamaica. And yo, it hits you different when you go to history class. You're not learning about King James. We learning about the fucking slave trade. We might be learning about, yo, it was crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? But when I came back to England, I seen it made me have eyes to how dumb they got us here. Learning about Henry VIII and fucking Queen Mary of Scots and make note, yeah, those weren't white people, yeah, those was fucking Moorish people. But I'm saying what they're teaching us in their fucking public schools is just a dumb down program. Just dumbs us down, just makes us bored with learning anything because we think everything's going to be like how it was for us in school. It's just all boring. Yeah, reading a book is boring. Yeah, learning is boring. It's just all boring. So by the time you come out of school, you don't even want to learn no more. Your learning's finished. Do you understand? My learning was just beginning when I came out of school. I was like, bastard, now I don't have to listen to the teacher. Now I'm the fucking teacher. I can teach myself. Yeah. Where most people is like, okay, that book's shut. Yeah. And school's done. That's it. I've learned everything I need to fucking learn. It's crazy. So yeah, guys, I'm literally at the end. Yeah. I just want to say the last piece of the puzzle for how these Ashkenaz destroyed the old world is Hollywood. And Hollywood is the icing after. I'm not saying they use Hollywood to destroy Tartaria. I'm saying after they've destroyed Tartaria, now they've created Hollywood. Okay, Hollywood. Yeah, around 1938 and that. And now they tell you the narrative. They tell you the history of Russia. They tell you the history of this, the history of that. Anything they don't want to tell you the history, that must mean it never existed. So if we ain't got a film about Tartaria, nigga, what's Tartaria? Yeah, because whoever controls your pictures controls your reality. And today pictures move and it's called TV or mass media. So it's even worse. And the same Ashkenaz, they run that. So if you go to Hollywood right now, all the producers are fucking Jews. If you go to the music industry now, all them motherfuckers is Jews. Like they got the fucking technology, yeah? And they started using pictures in this Hollywood to to cast spells. We all know about the story of Merlin and his holy wood or Hollywood and shit, yeah? But do you know what the first movie is that came out of Hollywood? If someone knows, I'm going to give them 2 minutes to put it on the thread, yeah? And shout out to everyone that's here. If somebody knows, yeah, what the hell, yeah, the first movie that came out of Hollywood is called, please put it on the thread while I like this split. Shout out to Melinda Morgan, my sister. Shout out to Child of Yah. Shout out to Solo Sage. Shout out to Ankare Sanarum. Oh, sorry. Sanuramun. Yeah? Or Amen. Shout out to Creating Dreams. Guys, Creating Dreams, I got you two covered, yeah? Look. You know how you was asking me, I think it was you, Creating Dreams. That was, I told you about the different types of treasures in the sun. And you said you wanted the revised edition. And I was like, I gave you the option of the revised edition and the Dark Winter edition. And you was like, yo, I want the revised edition. But let me remind you that the Dark Winter edition is the one with the pictures in, right? It's got all the pictures in there. Yeah, so this is the master edition. So I got two for you and your sister. So I'm going to send these tomorrow for you. So these two are for you two. I might send them to one address and then you guys can send it to the next. If that's okay, let me know. If not, send me an email to just send it separate, yeah? But yeah, these two are for you guys. And I just thought I'm going to give you the best version because you guys supported me through a real tough moment for me. Yeah, when I was going through a madness. So I want you to have the Dark Winter edition because it's the master edition. Yeah, if you still want the revised edition without the pictures after that, I'll still send you it. How about that? Yeah, but the first movie to finish, the first movie that came out of Hollywood when Hollywood was created was The Wizard of Oz. Did anyone put that down? Count of Monte Cristo. That was a good guess, Solo Sage. No. Can someone please paste the Telegram channel link in the chat for me? Yeah, I'll paste it after, yeah? My mum's family is from Antigua. Yeah, man, Dudley. What Dudley? My dad's family is from Antigua, and my mum's family is from Jamaica. So me a jam Tegan, you see me? Yeah, but The Wizard of Oz was the first film that came out of Hollywood, and I want to make you aware of something, yeah? The lion is representative of the people, the modern human, how they're not lions no more. Modern humans ain't humans no more. We are now fucking cowards. So most of us stay silent. Most of us don't get involved in this revolution when we can clearly see it's a revolution occurring right now, a war. Imagine you looked out your window and you seen a bunch of good guys fighting a bunch of bad guys, and you was like, bastard, am I gonna help these good guys, man? This is a fucking war. Or am I just gonna sit in my window with my curtain and just look at these niggas, even when I know they clearly need help? They're dying. I'll just watch them die. I'm not gonna get involved. That's what a lot of people are doing, and they relying on that shit. These cabalists relying, these custodians are relying on us to stay silent and not get involved. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the lion represents the coward modern human today, especially the men. Yeah, they don't have that macho masculinity about them no more. They don't have that oomph, like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, we're not having this. Why? Because I said that's why. That's all. You understand what I'm saying? That's gone. Now you got these better males and you're worried about offending people, and yo, you can't say this, you can't say that, watch this, watch that. The fuck is this? You understand? The lion represents them better male, bitch made niggas. Then you got the tin man, TIN, tax identification number. You understand that? TIN, tax identification number. That's the new system they're going to run the fucking human under. Each man is going to have an ID number. You're going to have a national insurance number or an ID number. We're going to track your ass. You're a fucking stat. Yeah? And so the tin man represents the tax man or the tax identification number, tin. Yeah? Scarecrow. Yeah? The scarecrow represents your straw man. We all know what a straw man is, right? Common law. So your scarecrow represents the fucking straw man. Yeah? The fact that you are government property. Yeah? You are a if you remain unconscious, this is obviously we're not, because we're conscious of this and we take action to claim back our sovereignty and profess it. Yeah, who is this now? Not now, mate. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Yeah. So the scarecrow represents the straw man. Yeah, that fake fucking identity they give you soon as you're born, your birth certificate with your name all in capital letters, Mr. Sanchez Zampaladas. That would be me, right? That's a straw man. Anything you get on a letter, that's not you. That's a straw man. So even now, excuse me, I don't sign my signature on nothing no more. If they tell me I have to, then I tell them, well, you have to get me some ink so I can put my thumb in it, red ink as well, and I'll put my thumb in it and put that on your paper. That's my fucking signature. I'm a living man. Like, this is my living presence, yeah? My thumbprint, red ink, bang, on the page. You understand what I'm saying? So this was the first movie that came out of Hollywood, yeah? It was the first movie. You got the lion that represents the cowardly people, the tin man, the tax identification number, the scarecrow, which represents your straw man. And remember now, we even have digital straw men, you know. They've got digital straw men for people right now. So if we online and we got accounts on Facebook and Instagram and whatever, they create a digital straw man based on your social media platforms. Yeah. So the scarecrow represents the straw man. Yeah. And then the yellow brick road, yeah, that represents the fucking industry and conforming. It represents the system that you have to follow, you have to toe the line, and you have to conform on this yellow brick road that promises you this dream. So whether it's the American dream or whatever dream, it's fucking dreams. Yeah. And so the wizard represents God. It represents religion. Yeah. So the yellow brick road also represents religion, whether it's your Judaism, your Christianity, your Islam, it's something you have to follow, you have to conform to. And then at the end of it, you go and meet your God. And then they tear down the wall, and that God's a shambles. You understand? So he's not even the real fucking, he's a little man hiding behind a fucking screen, the spook that sat behind the door. So they giving you subliminal messages when they give you this first movie, The Wizard of Oz. That's why it's so famous, because it was the first movie that came out of Hollywood. You understand? And those breakdowns that I gave you, research it for yourself. That's what it's about. So now you understand why these Ashkenazis have to keep book breaking people like Kanye West and fucking Kyrie Irving. It's not because they want to and they just want to look like they're gangsters or something. They really have to, because they are shitting themselves, that bastard. The time is quickly coming where these people have just took back their power and they're just going to switch and it's game over for us. Yeah, they know this. Yeah, so now they're trying to squeeze us. They keep having meetings. I keep telling people climate lockdowns are coming and a fucking economic crisis 10 times worse than the Great Depression in the 1920s. That's also coming. And that's why I keep telling people, yo, stock up, collect your seeds, make seed banks, your essentials, tin foods, your like survival pack and shit like that. You think I ain't doing that shit now? You crazy if you think I ain't doing that shit right now, telling you what I'm telling you. So what they're doing to Kyrie Irving and Kanye is book breaking them. They want to book break them so that the other stars and the other black people turn against them. The boule ass celebs turn against them, like you see, like LeBron and Barkley and Shaq calling them idiots and this and that. And oh, I think Kanye should apologize, or I think, come on. Yeah. Be outspoken. You have a right. You're a sovereign being on earth. You are a god or a goddess. Be outspoken. When you see shit wrong, call it the fuck out. When you feel like expressing yourself, express yourself. You have a right to express yourself. Stop staying quiet if you are one of them people who stay quiet, because we need you out here. We need everybody in this war. It can't just be me out here doing lives. What happens if I want to watch somebody doing a live? I might not even be in the mood for a fucking live. I might be writing books and shit. We need other people that can do this, even if it's not this, even if it's what they do. But it's something that the world needs, because the world needs you just as much as they need me. Yeah, the way I see it, the world needs my books just as much as it needs a Ashkenazi or it needs a fucking Khalid Mahabin. And I have a right to write about every fucking religion, because they used all this shit against me and against us, our people. So I don't need permission, and neither do you. Do you understand? So we have to start attacking this shit as a team and shit now, man. Say, yo, Jadefri gets up every day, you know, and he fucking bangs on the beach, you know. I'm fucking joining him today. I'm going to put out 2 posts and join this nigga today. or I'm going to have him on my page and interview this nigga. I'm going to ask him to come on my page on a two-way, and I'm going to interview him so that my audience sees this nigga. Like, we need to be thinking different right now. We can't be just doing the same things all the time and expecting a different results. Because if you are, you're fucking crazy. You need to go and see a doctor. That's how serious it is. Yeah. Big tech is running the world, not your government. Big tech is the government. Big tech is running Biden, just like he was running Boris and Liz Truss and now this Richie Sunak. Big tech and WEF, they run this shit. Yeah, NGOs, get used to that word and research it. It's all throughout my books, Coronation and COVID 1984. NGOs, non-government organizations, yeah, which means they're not elected. Mark Zuckerberg is not elected to be able to tell you what you can post or what you can't post. He is not a politician. Bill Gates is not a fucking politician. Do you understand? Hell, some of these politicians ain't even elected. Richie Sunak wasn't elected. He was selected. We didn't vote for the nigger. Not that I vote, but ain't this supposed to be a democracy? We didn't vote for Liz Truss or my man. You understand what I'm saying? But we just sit here and take it and be slaves to these mortgages and shit. I feel sorry for any of you who got a mortgage right now, man, for what I'm hearing on the news and how the price of mortgages. I'm sorry for you guys because I've been telling people for years, mort is like mortuary, mort, death. Yeah, gauge, a measure. Yeah, so you're gonna have this measure until death. It's a mortgage. People don't get linguistics, you know, etymology and stuff. People just talk and don't understand its spells. So an NGO is a non-governmental organization. They run shit right now. Big Pharma is an NGO. Yeah. Big Tech is an NGO. Silicon Valley is an NGO because Mark Zuckerberg can say, okay, that's against community guidelines. What community guidelines? Which community is it? Facebook. That's not a fucking community. It's not elected. That's not part of the fucking democratic process. But now you got all these NGOs wielding more power than your politicians to the point where you can have a US president versus a fucking big tech CEO. And yeah, we're censoring you off our platform. Yeah, we speak to 1 billion people as Facebook. Yeah, who do you speak to? Fox News probably struggling to speak to 250,000 people. These niggas got 1 billion people on their platform and stuff. They took over the world. This was planned this way. And now we're all addicted to these fucking devices. Yeah. And that's their power. Yeah. It's gonna have to be like when you take someone off drugs. That's how it's gonna be with us with these computers and stuff. And that's the reason why they call you a user. Oh, you're a social media user. They might as well call you a crackhead. You might as well tell yourself, bastard, I'm a user. Online is called users because it's fucking drugs. It's a digital crack. It's a digital heroin. All different ones, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. That's like me, like crack, cocaine, methamphetamine, crystal meth, fucking weed. Yo, variety. This is a using thing. This is fucking drugs. We're going to have a cold turkey coming off some of this shit. Even today, I got told that I post a lot, and I do, and I know I do, and sometimes I just go blank. But when I do post, I want to bang on the beast. You never see me posting just glorifying me or talking about football or posting about fucking gal or what. My shit's always banging on the fucking beast. That's what I do. I use this shit as a weapon for me because they use it as a weapon against me. So I have to reverse it and send back that magic to them. This YouTube, this is a weapon for me. Yeah, because they use it against me. So I'm going to use it against them. Yeah. So yeah, I might post a lot, but I'm at war. So I have to bust a lot of shots. Niggas are shots fired every day from me. But with the same breath, we do need to cut our time with the shit. We do, even me, even though I'm using it for this. I got to cut my time from this shit. Yeah, because it's drugs. And we're going to have to go through a whole cold turkey to get away from these phones and this fucking internet and fucking internet relationships and all. It's all fucking artificial, man. We are prepared for this surrogate world, for this AI augmented reality world. Lockdown, yo, let me just slap on my fucking helmet and go to Hawaii. Fuck it, let me go to the moon and have a look at the face. This is why they're giving us all this virtual reality headsets and you can go and see the Giza pyramids with this. Fuck off. I want to go and see this shit in real life. Yeah. So that's how they did it, man. They got kicked out of Tartaria. They came back and fucked it up. And then they built this fucking sham of a world on top of it. You understand? And they run it off big tech. Sorry, they run it off the industrial military complex and the industrial medical complex and the industrial spiritual complex. So that's why I say you got a trinity. You got Rome, the Vatican, the head of the center of the spiritual complex, and that's run by Ashkenazis too, because the Vatican isn't Christian. It's Judeo-Mithraism. Camouflages fucking Christianity. If you don't know what Mithraism is and Mithra, go and research it and do a little study on that. So you got the Vatican, Rome, then you got London. Yeah, London is the money. People think it's Wall Street. No, it's not. Wall Street is run from Temple Bar in London. So the London Stock Exchange, that's the center of their money. US, that's the military wing. That's why you got Pentagon there. So they the fucking military wing. So you got the spiritual, the financial, and the military wing. That's their trinity, their triad. You understand? Not no fucking Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Their trinity is that shit there. Yeah. And also make note, like I told you, the 7 Years' War was in 1756 from England, and it involved 5 different continents, yeah, where they was killing up people, yeah. And then 20 years after, 1776 is the official launch of America as a corporation, because remember, America started in 1619. But in 1776 was when they made it officially the United States of America by buying up the French part, the Louisiana Purchase, and all that other shit. So in 1776, this is 20 years after the 7 Years' War, they done lick down Tartaria in America and in Russia and everywhere else. India, they licking down Tartaria. Now they're announcing this new empire, the New World Order, which is called America, which has that shit on its fucking money. Yeah, Novus Order Seclorum, New Order of the Ages. So they already planned it. It was to be a new world order from the inception. It never started off as this good thing, and then it got corrupted. Oh yeah, they took it over now, nigga. That shit started out corrupt from the jump. Get it right. You understand? And what's interesting is that Adam Weishaupt, yeah, he was a member of the Jesuits who had just been disbanded by the Pope around this time. So they were the ones who started the Bavarian Illuminati when? In 1776, the same fucking year that they declaring America as the new empire. Yeah, they sent one of their own, Adam Weishaupt, to start this Bavarian Illuminati where? In Germany, where the German are. Do you understand what I'm saying? The fucking Zionists. Yeah. So you got that 7 Years' War, 1756. You got Adam Weishaupt starting the Bavarian Illuminati, 1776, 20 years later. And also in the same year, you got the USA. You understand? And make note that Adam Weishaupt, yeah, George Washington, yeah, and Albert Pike, yeah, is said to be the same person. And it wasn't a white man. You understand? They're playing tricks on this. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, the Moors are the ones that put people into power. George Washington was a fucking Moor based on the written records. Of forget pictures, go to the written records and read that shit about George Washington and how he was being called nigger because he had the color and the nose and stuff of a nigger. So them pictures is false. Yeah. And so people like him, Moors, and people like Banneker, Benjamin Banneker, who's supposed to have laid out Washington, these are the dirty Moors. Yeah. These are not heroes just because they got black skin. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. These motherfuckers, just like ours here, was George III. He wasn't no white man. The nigga looked like me. Like I'm talking about this type of fucking black man. Yeah, was in power here when America was being colonized. It was him colonizing America, another black guy. Do you understand? You got to understand this shit. Yeah, black skins, white mask. Yeah, go back to that live. That's on you. That's on here, YouTube. Yeah, because I did that live after that blood moon. Yeah, when we first started getting wind of these black devils. The Moors put them in place, man. And once the Moors had conquered America and cleared the way, they then put these conquistadors into power in all the Freemasonic lodges and all the positions of government. They filled them with these pale faces. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they stay in the background. Yeah. But like I said, it might have even been the Dirty Moors who destroyed Tartaria, and they used the Ashkenaz to do it. Yeah. But anyway, them Ashkenaz has a grudge from the start because they got kicked the fuck out. And it's in the records. Yeah. I can't remember. I'll dig it out, which cross-referencing I was doing that brought me to this information where I was like, wow, let me just spend the day on this shit here. And I just absorbed it. And yeah, it was in the 1500s BC. So it adds up with what we already put in Treasures in the Sand, because we told you they came out the mountains as Aryans in 1500s. Yeah, but sometimes we make the names foolish. We don't understand Aryan could be interchanged with Ashkenaz or Khazar or Arab, or it's all the fucking same genetic root. They keep changing the words on us to thinking that we'll forget. Yeah, and like I said, when they was grafted and planted here as gatekeepers, Jacob was using Aldebaran DNA. If you go back to our lives or you go to the Young Elders tape, you can find out what Aldebarans are if you don't know already. Yeah. Yes, Solo Sage. God flow, bro. I hear you. I feel you. That's fine. Stay blessed, King. Yeah, feel you, bro. But I know what you're saying. I don't want to sound like difficult. I know what you're saying, but I'm trying to get you to feel you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not concerned if people like me or not. I really don't. I'm not concerned with building this page or nothing. I know that I'm aligned with my soul tribe. So when I go live, sometimes I don't even tell people when I'm going live. I just fucking go live. Like, I don't care if one person, I don't care if no one's watching it. I know that I can talk to the screen. I'll comfortably have enough on this page where I can leave a video, yeah, and someone will come across it and it will add to them. That's why I do this. Yeah, because I'm a hermetist, so I don't like to just cast my pearls before anyone and just devalue what I'm doing. I like to give you my full self, yeah, and give you stuff that you could go away with and verify and come back, and me and you could have a discussion and you probably add to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm interested in. Yeah, so I don't think there's any Jew or Jewish. That's a good point. That's what I'm saying. Anything with ish means it's not the full ticket. If I say it's 3 o'clock ish, it means it's not really 3 o'clock. You understand? Or 4 o'clock ish. It could be, if I say 4 o'clock ish, it could be fucking 4:48. Still not, I'm 3:48. It's still not 4 o'clock, mate. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you have to look at it when you use this word ish, Jewish, or Semitic. Semi. You know what I mean? What's a semicircle? It's not a circle, is it? It's half of the circle. So you're right with that. Akinelli said, fresh trim looking good, bro. Love you. Yo, love you too, bro. We have to get trimmed up, man. I can't just be looking rough all the time. Yeah, I usually leave it till yeah, and I've had people that hate it. Son, why don't you just go and trim your shit? Why? I feel like Samson, this is my strength. Why should I trim it? You get me? I'm just ignorant. Like, sometimes I'm like that. I'm not the kind of person that's just vain. Yeah. People, because they see me with gym, they think I'm vain. I don't train for vanity. Yeah. Training for me was something I learned in jail on a long sentence, thinking, bastard, how can I kill this time? Where the only thing that worked for me other than writing was going to the gym and just blasting weights, not to get like, so there's fucking my neck can't turn and shit, but to be able body. I was like, yo, I want my body to be as able as my mind is. Because at that time I was an anorexic, mate. Yo, you don't even want to know how fucking thin I was. Yeah. So I just thought, yo, let me take this opportunity, because my friends was doing it. My codees, they was like, yo, you can stay in the cell. I'm going gym. And them niggas was getting swole. So I was like, nah, I'm not coming. If we all come out and I still look like this and these men are all wench and that. So I got into it. And then once I got into it, I never turned back, man. So I've been training now for about 13 years. About 13 years. I never turned back, man. And I used to be bigger than this, but now I don't care. Like I'm you know what I mean? You have your fun and then you're like, I don't care right now. And I still get people in the gym stop me. Yo, bro, you look amazing. How do you have these shoulders? How do you get this? Especially Indian, man. Brother, How do you get this? I tell him, you genetics, man. I know it's bad. So DNA, bro. That's what it is. I can't help you in it. Fucking hell, I'm just being silly now. I'm gonna go, you know. Euphrates River, yeah? Yeah, the Euphrates River in Arabic is called the Furatu. So they call the Tigris Euphrates the Idiglat, 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 the Idiglat and Furatu. In English, we call it the Tigris and Euphrates. I can't even remember where I made that point, but Idem Ad said that, so I just thought I'd say it. Greetings, was watching on Insta before they cut it off. I managed to get a copy of The Dog by Malachi York. It was an excellent read. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, that fucking book there. Who else did I tell about that? I think it was Dom Vernet. She was watching on Instagram. I don't know if she's watching on here, what she might be called. But yeah, and she's bought books before because I had written The Golden Child in 2020, talking about this Israelite thing, man. When I was telling people, yeah, I talk about Kemet, but I still see myself as an Israelite. I just don't see myself as that Judaism shit, or like, I don't like to use them words like Hebrew, and I like the word Israelite. You understand? That's what the fuck I am, or Judean. That's what I am, Yehudi. I ain't no fucking Hebrew Israelite or none of that stuff there, because you got to be very careful with certain things. But yeah, I had written the Golden Child and was already talking about all of these points that are being brought up now with Kanye and Kyle. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm bragging, like I'm some kind of fucking, I'm just saying what it is. We had been already discussing this shit. Where is it? We had been already discussing this shit. So I was already trying to clue people up on the real Hebrews and how the Hebrews were both Shemites and Hamites. So I'm talking about the real Hebrews, the Israelites, yeah? So I was trying to make a distinction, and look, it's just a small book compared to my other books. Like, I could literally read this in a day. Well, I could, yeah, but I just thought I'm going to write it because I owe it to my Hebrew brothers. So the ones that are not ignorant, that are really looking for the truth, can benefit from it, can use it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that book by Dr. York, The Dog. There's The Dog and there's The Sons of Canaan. Them two fucking scrolls there. I think Dom Vernet might be reading the is it The Sons of Canaan, or is it I think it might be The Sons of Canaan. Yeah. That I gave to a few of the people. It's a brilliant book. The Ashkenazi were also giving info to the Americans. Yeah, of course they were. Remember the Jews, the Ashkenaz, they've got a big lobby. The biggest lobby they've got is in America. Do you understand what I say? That was on the Instagram live. I said that on the Hebrews to Jews. Peace and blessings, creating dreams. You guys are my two favorite people. You and Aisha, yeah. Aisha's not here, is she? She must be working or something. Peace, my bro. Serious they are. Yo, what's going on, my bro? Bobby Corbin, yeah? Serious, are you that? Yo, you lot's names crack me up, you know. Fucking, that sounds like some fucking, you know, Bobby Womack. Yeah? 110th Street and that. Bobby Corbin. Yeah, I'm just kidding, man. Solo Sage. Oh, I'm late to the party. Better late than never, man. The earth is deaf, hollow, and round, but not perfect spherical. I like to call it a toroid field. I don't like to tell people the shape of the earth. It's dependent on your perception. Yeah, perception is reality, innit? So whatever you perceive, that's what it is. I'm not going to argue with it with nobody. Yeah, what I see is the earth is a flat plane. Yeah, it's a flat plane with an underneath part what's got a hollow earth in it. And then above it here, this is just air and shit. Yeah, there ain't no fucking globe where you walk around and the shit curves round and stuff like that. I don't believe that shit. I gotta see it. I gotta be in a plane and say, bastard, can you see the thing curving? And we fucking nosing around it. And that. I don't believe nothing without seeing that shit for myself, because this world is a stage, man. And perception really shapes reality. So whatever you perceive, if you want a 2D vibration, you have a 2D perception. If you want a 5D vibration, you got a 5D perception. You want a 9D vibration, you got a 9D perception. And like if I stand here, this is my right and this is my left. But if I turn around and look from another perspective, now my right becomes this, which was originally my left. Now this becomes my fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So based on your perspective and your vibration and perception and stuff, is from where that point you're gonna perceive from that point. You understand? So I'll leave it at that, innit? The history of the spade. Spade is a word they use for us black people. They call us spades, innit? I never got that. Does anyone know why? Like what? Why do they call us spades? Because I know the deck of cards, the spade is black color or something, but I never really got why are we called spades? Is it? I don't get it. Maybe I'm slow on that. Yeah, man, them fucking Russian cat. They're not even Russians though. They were grafted. They just happened to be grafted in Russia. You know, they had to be grafted in fucking Khazaria, which was the part of Russia. You understand what I'm saying? So they're not even from here, man. That's why they don't have no rights to no land. They even got, imagine getting kicked out of the worst ghetto on the planet, the Caucasus Mountain. They got kicked out of the Caucasus Mountains. The Tartarians didn't even want them there. They was like, yo, we know that's the mountains, but y'all can't be in them mountains living like that. Y'all niggas need to get out of here. Kicked them out the ghetto and that. Okay, now LeBron's a dickhead, man. Where can I find your books? You can't find my books, you know. They have to find you. They've found you now because you found me. So if you want my books, you need to holler me on Instagram. Yeah. DM me and I'll send you the book list and the prices and all that shit. I do my shit different, man, because nobody want to sell my books. They want me to change what's in my books in order for them to sell it. So they want to make it impossible for me to sell books. And since they did that, I sold more books than ever. Myself, I signed messages in them. Yeah. And I must say to the men, the women are killing y'all niggas in terms of buying books. The women will come and they'll be like, yo, how much is your book? And I'll be like, which one? And they'll be like, all of them. Literally, shout out to Aisha and Fatima, yeah? And they'll just buy them. Shout out to UFC Jared Cannonier, yeah? The first real life living superstar who just came in my DM, yo, how much for your books? I didn't even know who this nigga was. So shout out to all these people who I never thought when I first started writing books, boy, I'd have days where people is just like, yo, I want all your books right now. How much? This much. It's not cheap. I have to send them. I have to post them. I have to print them. Yeah, how much? This much here. Here's £200. Yo. But yeah, this £15, man. It's £20, but for you, £15. So yeah, I sell them myself. I got a massive box of books here. Yeah. I've only got 2 Treasures in the Sun left. I got 1 COVID 1984 left. And what else have I got left? And 1 Golden Child left. Yeah. Hold on. This is mine, isn't it? Because I took this off my shelf. Yeah, let me just put this nigga back. But yeah, I got 1 copy of that. And when I say 1 copy, I mean I print by the box, innit? So I got a whole box here that I've took off here so I can do this live. I print by the box. So when that box runs out, I'll just print another box. I also got my brother's books here for anyone that's interested in his story, because his story is just as powerful as mine. I kid you not. It doesn't have to be about Anunnakis and shit. I kid, if it don't inspire you, send me it back. I'll send you your money back. That's how inspiring this fucking book is, man. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, holler me on Instagram on TZT_publishing_group. Holler me on there and you can get the books. Yeah. And if Prima, could you post a Telegram link on here, please? If you could post a Telegram link on here for, I can't remember who asked for it. It might have been yourself, Solo Sage. Yeah, shout out to all the Dadley family, because Child of Yah's mum is from Dadley. And Wadadli is a real name of Antigua that the natives called it before the Mzungu came there. In Old California movie. What's that? Oh, Count of Monte Cristo or nah. Okay. Yeah, it's Solo Sage who wanted the Telegram thing. I'll check it when I've uploaded. If it's not on there, I'll put the link on there myself. Fine. Godflow, bro. Yeah, Creating Dreams says that's fine. Yeah. Fantastic. I'll send your books off tomorrow, yeah? I feel you. He is I and I am him. Yeah, man. Gotta show the appreciation where I can. Yeah. I've read because my YouTube went a bit dead. They banned me, for 1 week. Just a week ago. I was banned again for 1 week. What did I post on here? Yeah, Coronation. This book is fucking dangerous, man. This thing does. Yo, do you know how long you haven't heard me talking about the Rona? I haven't posted nothing from it. Yeah, from the time they started censoring me, I left them out the equation. So I stopped reading from this and stopped posting from it because it just got me censored. And I ain't talking about no fucking 30 days. There was like 90 days. That's 3 months. So my pages were just going dead, man. There's no traffic at all on the page. And even when you post, there's no traffic because it's like they've got some kind of system to just keep you out of the algorithm. So I stopped posting from them books for about, the last time I post from these books was something like halfway through 2021. And then last week, I just thought, oh, it's a bit tame now, innit? It's not the same. You can say Corona and stuff and they don't shut down your store. I got a bit carried away. So I fucking read what Hitler said, innit? Out of where is it? Yeah, the beast. Yeah, this is the bad boy. I read page 100 out of this, yeah? And fucking, who was it first? TikTok. I had just joined TikTok. Yeah, so now I can start posting more videos on my page rather than just memes. Yeah, so I'm on TikTok for about 2 weeks. Yo, I've had about 6 fucking videos wiped off of TikTok and about fucking 10 warnings. Yeah, so I posted this up. Bam, woke up in the morning. Yeah, no, when I went sleep, it was at 402, and I was like, yo, this thing's fast. This TikTok thing. And people was just asking me, yo, where can I get this book? Where can I get this? What book is it? What book is it? What book is it? Nigga, I sold about 10 of them even before my book event in Birmingham. I turned up in Birmingham with one of these. There was all sold out. So when I turned up for the book event at Birmingham, I only had one. Yeah. I couldn't get to print no more because it was like a day before. Yo, I sold about 4 of them. And when people are seeking knowledge, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to sell it to you because I want it for a book event. Nah, that book was meant to go. So I turned up with one to that event and that shit went. Soon as somebody saw it, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's just the times, the now. Yo, they just fucking go, man. But I read from page 100 and TikTok deleted the shit. Then Instagram deleted it. And then, because I sent it through to Instagram deleted it. Then YouTube deleted it. TikTok deleted my account, which was banging. I had a Kanye video on there, yeah? The shit had like 10,000 views. I've never had that. I thought, yo, this TikTok thing's sick. Yeah? So I posted that on my Coronation now, thinking it's lenient, yeah? Yo, in the morning, it said, what was it? 4,000 and something. So I pressed on it and it didn't come on. It says your thing is in review. So I thought, okay, they're going to censor the thing. Went back about an hour later, your video has been removed for community guidelines and your page has been banned. Page gone. Yeah. Started a new page. I've already had 3 warnings. Yeah. I'm banned until the 11th. And the same time when TikTok did that, deleted my page, YouTube flashed me up. Yo, we removed your shit for community guidelines. YouTube said 1 week. So I was like, okay, at least it's only 1 week. They haven't deleted my page. So I'm kind of wary about this page now because we got like 300 videos on here. So I don't want to do something and then they just delete the fucking page with all the information that we don't put into this page. There's a lot of videos on here and I don't think nobody's watched all of them because I ain't even fucking watched back all of them. So I don't think nobody's watched all of the videos on here. So I don't want to just be reckless, post something and then deprive people of being, because this is like a library, this page now, Scribe Tribe. People can come here and whatever subject they're looking for, they'll probably find it on the fucking page. So I was like, let me just leave this page for a bit and cool it off. That's why I wish some of you guys was on Instagram. Yeah. I wish some of the guys I got on YouTube was on Instagram, just like I wish some of the guys on Instagram was on YouTube. But guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think there's much more for me to answer. This shit's running like 2.5 hours, man. I'll buy out of respect. Yo, holler me on TZT on Instagram. If you type in TZT _publishing, it should just come up as T when you type in TZT. I have more questions than answers, so I'm sure that he will provide correspondence. Yo, those books, they are life, man. Those books are a prophecy, because we are the prophecy. Got disconnected mid-utterance. Okay, our Telegram link above on my previous post. See, the Prima's already posted the Telegram link. Yeah. But guys, that's the end of the transmission. It's been delightful. Thanks for those of you who came over from Instagram and joined this live. Get the message out to people, whether you're sharing the video or whether you take the notes and do your own videos or whatever. Get the message out to the people that want to know. Don't just cast it in front of anyone. Swines. Yeah. Wait for the people that you know that person's a real seeker. You're obliged now to share this with them. Yeah. And with that being said, we love you all. I hope this helps you in understanding why Tartaria was wiped off the map, and that involves these Dirrty Moors and these Ashkenazim. These Ashkenazim was used to wipe out Tartaria because they're the hand behind all the fucking wars, all the finance that pays for the fucking wars, all the politics and the legacy and the policies that come into say, yes, we're going to war. So they're behind the whole shit, and then they're behind the indoctrination after with Hollywood and the media and trying to fucking retell these narratives in the way that they want you to remember it, if they want you to remember it at all. Peace. Namaste.